Absolutely.
Looking for love in a deceptive way, with somebody's picture stolen from MySpace. Blowing words out of my ass on a fake profile. Trolling online. Trolling online. I could be good looking or a fat hairy A, bi or gay or maybe just straight. Look at all my gullible friends that I've got so far. Trolling online. Trolling online. All the time, everybody lies online. You're gonna find the mainly guys who have no lives.
Yes.
Trolling online. I'm giving hope to the desperate and lonely, even though I may be incredibly homely. You'll never know it's my reason for nothing but lies. Trolling online. I don't mind. You steer your own with false fake lies. The internet's a waste of time for what you expect to find. Trolling online. La 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 la
It's 10:03 at 560 WQAM. Speaking of that whole online business, I still can't send on that stupid-ass MySpace thing because we've been blocked, baby, because some lunatic, the same lunatic, who's a crazy person with no life, who was playing the game the other day, he evidently reported spam. And we're on suspended a sentence or something like that. We're on, what would you call it? Probation.
Yeah, there you go. You're being investigated.
We're being investigated because we have a crazy person out there, at least one on the other end of the line, but that's not unusual in South Florida, especially, yeah. Here's the poll result from yesterday, and then, like I said, at 11:30, Clarence threatens that we get the hour by hour. Now, George says we're going to be number one in midday.
That's my prediction. You know, I've been wrong.
We really got screwed in December, and just to fall out of the diaries, man. And nobody who speaks English got diaries evidently, except Scare America actually went up. I mean, not gigantic, but they went up quite a bit for them. You know.
Explain me that.
I don't know. Who the hell knows? Our people just didn't get no diaries. Which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007 is our poll question from yesterday. 1,552 votes. Not a bad poll, if I do say so myself. In fact, there was a caller again, a listener, a faxer, a somebody, a person. The U.S. will attack Iran, 641.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, boy. 41.3% believe that'll happen. Neil will elope with a MySpace friend, 230. Wouldn't that be tweet? Jim Anderson work a full week without taking a day off, and I think this is the day he's penciled in here for today. Wouldn't that be something?
All right.
This could be the week that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever that means. 173 said that. W will be impeached. Oh, we can only pray. Cross your legs like a praying mantis, baby. W will be impeached, 120. I hate this poll, 105. The usual South Florida hate. Whatever it is, there's an element out there they hate it. Hank will lose an ounce or two, 100. Ounce. I want to get too carried away, or two, or three even.
That was funny.
Wayne will sell the Dolphins, 88. George will get his own show on QM 54. Boy, and you pulled away there in the end. You did a masterful thing. You pulled away from the Momeister, thank God.
Well,
I'd run like hell, too, especially if he's picking in dingleberries. Mo will return to QM only 41, so you edged him out by 13. Not even close. Well done. Wow. QAM, hello.
I'm normal.
Yeah, you're normal. In this crowd, I would agree with that, yeah. And we also want you to be dead, okay, very, very soon. Dead. Really dead. Not just slightly dead, but very dead. Buried deep in the ground. In other words, about 2/3 of the way to China. Here's the poll for today that we got going. How's it going? 808 votes. What's the main reason you've never called Neil? Now, see, the result of this poll, generally speaking, I can handle it, whether I agree with it or whatever, but I just don't believe this. Do you?
What?
The main reason you've never called Neil, the leading one is I have called, 217. 26.8% of the people out there have called this show.
Well, I believe that. That sounds like the total, the grand total, yeah.
You believe that?
Yeah.
We got 808 votes, which will make our 1,000 easy again today, thank the Lord. But over a quarter of them have called the show? Well, evidently not recently.
Right.
I have called 217.
Remember, the show's been on a long time. That must have been 10, they might have called 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's obviously. I have no material, 203. That's also obvious, which isn't stopping them. Although, see, the question is, what's the main reason you've never called? I have no material. Well, that doesn't stop a lot of people who do call, who have no material. I don't call anybody 152. Oh.
That's good.
152
like
don't
people.
call anybody. Too busy to wait, 139. They don't want to wait online. I'm afraid to get ripped, 50. What a bunch of wusses, man. I'm afraid to get ripped. Neil's going to rip my ass. Yeah. I hate this poll. Only 27, a mere 3.3%. They like it. So that's obviously a question we should have asked before we started.
You like it?
Yeah, they like it. I don't have a phone, 14. What kind of a person doesn't have a phone?
Amish.
Well, we don't have no Amish or Amish.
I don't think so.
And don't want my voice recognized, 13. Yeah, the bill collectors will be like, trade will be tracing the call, all crap will break loose. 26.3% of you say that you have called this show. Well, look at that. Former Representative Bob Ney of Ohio was sentenced to 30 months in prison. Republican Bob Ney. Oh! All right. Now, which Monty Python movie was that in where they were doing the Ney stuff?
Ney.
What was that?
Holy
Michael
Grail.
Bryan?
Holy Grail.
Holy Grail. Nobody like Monty Python, baby. They are the best.
Yes.
WQAM, hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I was hoping you'd rip my ass.
Yeah, we'd like to.
Bend over. Rectum.
Yeah.
Tommy, what's going on with Tommy this weekend? What's your take on that?
What's going on with him? I hear he's getting laid several times before the game. That's what I heard. Just a rumor, though. And anybody who wouldn't believe it. Oh, no, those athletes certainly aren't having no sexual relations before they play those big games. Right. What do you think keeps a smile on their face? 826 votes on the poll, and, of course, everybody calls. Everybody's a caller now. All of a sudden, out of the clear blue, from nowhere to everybody's a caller. WQAM, hello. See, like there, that one, and they got panicky. They probably don't have a phone. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I'm one of the guys that you chat with on MySpace, and I want to take you out to dinner tonight. What do you say?
I say, no chance. 56705, yeah, take me out to dinner tonight. Well, get on the plane right now, because if you're going to be here by dinner time, you better be on the way to the airport right now. Just amazing to me, the number of people that think I'm stuck down there in that sewer with them.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that amaze you?
It never ceases to.
Although, maybe a lot of those frustrated people will be calling in, because I can't respond to them. I can only reply to my personal close friends I've made on there through their email, which evidently they're not looking at today, and that's okay. That's okay. There's no emergency. Oh, and that thing from clearance, I just can't wait. I'm waiting with bated breath for that. Aren't you?
Yeah.
Now, are you going to have to partake in that, too? We don't want to go in the air. How
yes.
you are?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, because you're an on-the-air person. Wow, that is scary.
I get the worst of both worlds, though. I get to do all the extra stuff because I'm on the air, but I don't get paid like I am.
I see. Well, you better not start sounding so down and depressed, okay? Get out of the dumps now.
Sorry.
WQAM, hello.
Neil, good story for you and George.
Yes,
I ran
sir.
into your best buddy yesterday in Pinecrest Bank. O.J. Simpson.
No way.
He walks into the bank, goes into the back. I left him a little love letter on his car. I asked him if he was keeping his knife sharp, and we waited for him to come out of the bank, and when he came out, his head was on a swivel. It was hilarious.
How'd you know his car? Yeah, there he goes. He's gone.
Man.
Totally bogus. Yeah. Totally bogus. But yeah, like these people say, they have no material, so this guy just made it up.
Mm-hmm.
Pinecrest. Where is Pinecrest?
Over yonder.
No, seriously, where's Pinecrest?
It's near the fall. You know Dadeland Mall?
Oh, so that's possible, obviously, because he lives in Kendall, your buddy O.J. So maybe it is true, but of course, how the hell would he have known, O.J.'s car? You know? I mean, so you got like a big thing on there that says, hey, this is my car, I'm O.J., and I'm a murderer, and if I did it, this is how I done this, and by the way, come over here and I'll slice your ass up, or something like that.
Man.
But there's a classic example of a guy who had some great material. 26.1% of the audience says that they have called out of 838 votes. Anybody buying that?
No.
Anybody believe there's a chance of that?
No.
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Yeah, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
What's up, man? Long time I haven't heard from you, man. Just got back to the world.
I'll call you again soon.
What happened?
I said, what do you got?
No, I just got back from Iraq, man. I was stationed up in South Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, why isn't anybody trying to get us back from over there, man? What's going on?
Because you live in the fascist USA, that's the problem, man. They got bigger fish to fry, like ball games and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, and my girlfriend
Dancing
fell in
with
love
the Stars.
George.
Huh?
She fell in love with George.
Yeah. Well, you're screwed, man. I say go back is what I say. Yeah, he's been in Iraq. Everybody's in love with George. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, right.
Or George or George's daughter, one or the other, or maybe both.
Except
maybe
who
both.
I want to be.
Well, isn't that always the way it works?
It is.
Story of
life,
everybody's life. Everybody loves us except those people that we want to love us, like passionately, like that, you know, even if it's just for fun. 845 votes, the main reason you've never called Neil. I have called. They insist on it, 221, 26.1%. I have no material, 212. No. Who could believe that? I don't call anybody, 160. I don't call anybody. Oh, brother. I don't want to say the South Florida ambiance is a little on the antisocial side, but nevertheless, too busy to wait, 143. I'm afraid to get ripped, 53. I hate this poll, 27. A mere 3.1%, they likes it. I don't have a phone, 16. And I don't want my voice recognized, 13. I'm in hiding.
Screw the callers. Oh!
Went to a necktie party.
Oh!
Over in Iraq. The guest of honor was Saddam Hussein. He won't be coming back. When I got to the necktie party, lots of men were there. They all came to see Saddam swinging in the air. And it's Shiites now. I heard those Muslims yell. Right before they strung him up, they said, you can go to hell. Saddam Hussein was evil, a murderer no less. But since our country's gotten involved, Iraq is just a mess. There's no atomic warheads, no WMD. They put Saddam on trial for crimes against humanity. And it's Shiites now. Guess it's just as well. 'Cause whether we decide to stay or go, Iraq's a living hell. Say goodbye to Saddam. Bye-bye, Saddam. Bye-bye to Saddam. After his trial was over, they sentenced him to death. And thanks to someone's cell phone, it's on the internet. They put a noose around his neck, opened up a trap door, and now the butcher of Baghdad ain't hanging around no more. And it's Shiites now. I heard those Muslims yell. Right before they strung him up, they said, you can go to hell. Say goodbye to Saddam. Bye-bye, Saddam. Bye-bye to Saddam.
10:19 at 560 WQAM. Here's that schedule for today. I know a lot of people out there, they sit on the edge of the radio saying, hey, what kind of crap are they going to put on today? I don't think we have any crap today. We got some heavy-duty regular people. No games tonight. Final score last night looks to me like it was Toronto 3 and Florida 2. Oh, no. That must be a typo. Leafs actually won another game? Right there in the Mac Arena. It looked mighty empty to me. It looked like there was lots of elbow room in there. Anyway, Mad Dog at 2. Power Hour with Hank and the Mad Dog together between 4 and 5. which is not, that's quite a treat when you get that, because it doesn't seem like the two of them work too many days at the same time.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that lately?
No.
The humper between 5 and 7, that's because you don't listen because of the sports stuff. And then Eddie K from 7 to 10, while a lot of people are still awake out there. Good old Eddie K. Thank God they got Eddie K back, probably at a much reduced rate. And the good news is the soup is there.
Oh!
The original soup man in Aventura has brought in, is it actually there?
No.
Yeah, what do you got?
I got mulligatawny, and Chris has...
you got what?
Mulligatawny.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. That's why I ordered it. It's got all kinds of things in it. A few of them I can identify.
Are some of them still moving a little bit?
It's got like almond shavings in here and some meat and carrots and chunks of veggies, a little bit of curry.
Wow.
And it's good. And Chris
and what's Chris munching on in there?
Turkey chili.
Turkey chili. All right. Anyway, the soup is from the original Soupman Cafe, Todd and Hope Stoller. 20475 Biscayne Boulevard of the Promenade Shops in Aventura. The original Soupman features Zagat-rated soups of Al Yagana, whoever he is, who inspired the soup episode on Seinfeld. How do you say his name? Al Yagana?
Don't call him the soup Nazi. He hates that, but that's what the episode was.
I see. Well, excuse me. I didn't watch Seinfeld, and I'm very proud of that. Let's see. They got 50 varieties of super premium soups, and they have gourmet salads and sandwiches, wraps and smoothies, and the soups are like $4.95 to $8.95 for a cup, $6.95 to $10.95 for a bowl. They have fresh toasted paninis and sandwiches at $5.95. So the soup man is there with food, and they're in Aventura waiting for you. Boy, I love my soup. Which I've told you that a million times, and you're probably getting real tired hearing about it, but I love my soup.
It's all right.
Here's for the poll somebody suggests. How about don't want to lose my job for calling radio stations from the orifice since they check the phone records? Thanks, Pally. It says from a corporate time-stealing weasel using Mad Dog's line there. I don't know.
Not allowed to call from work, something like that.
Not allowed to call from work? You want to put that on there?
Okay,
how about can't call from work?
Okay, we'll do that.
I mean, you want to put too many words on there, you're going to be putting paragraphs like I always write. Other people email me like 1 or 2 sentences, which is fine and much appreciated always, and I write paragraphs. I'm just full of it. That's all there is to it. I can't help myself. I'm like the Four Tops. I can't help myself. I'm just loaded with material. And I know, and of course, that little Julio is going to go, where's the material, Neil? And you know who we haven't heard from, I don't think, this week? We heard one day last week. And we got Indian in Canada. That one. Speaking of your banana boat people. And I hear Castro's dead, and I can't help myself. I'm just compulsive. I'm compulsive, obsessive, and I just love everybody. Well, some more than others. That's just who I am. Oh, what a talk up that. And you cut that off, you bastard. You bastardo. WQAM, everybody calls. Hello.
Neil.
Yes.
On my way to Pacific Rock House.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, how's it hanging, Lord?
Okay, Pally.
Today's the day, baby. Dolphins get a new coach. Woo!
See, we're making a comeback now on the phone. I think today is the day. Now, is he just yanking my chain or what? Are they announcing a new coach? I don't think so.
There's reports that they could announce it by today.
They could? Well, I better start checking the newspapers, because sure as hell our sports department, man, oh, brother.
Well, they've been meeting for like 3 days with this guy, Cam Cameron, so.
Kim who? Kim Cameron?
Cameron, not like Kimbo Cameron.
Kirk Cameron.
Good born-again Christian. I used to like him a lot. He was cute. But anyway, you can't say that. You can't say that on a sports station because it sounds awfully faggy, I did like Kirk Cameron. Then I found out he was a born-again Christian, and, I thought, oh, geez. Let's see, Miami Dolphins. Let me take a look and see if it would be right on the front page. Cameron, front runner for the Dolphins job. San Diego offensive coordinator Cam Cameron. I wonder if he's kin to Warren Cameron or Del Cameron, the great harness racing drivers. From Ohio, 895 votes on the poll, and almost 26% say they have called the show. I don't know.
That doesn't mean they got on. That means just they called for at least like a second.
Get out of here. Doesn't mean they got on. How could you say you called the show if you never got on the air?
Because I called the show, I just didn't get on the air.
You did call the show?
Well, I actually called you, a couple years ago.
And what happened?
I told you about how the Herald couldn't figure out the points in NHL right, because they had one guy was getting 2 points per goal and everything.
Right, and I didn't hang up on you?
Nope.
Well, how do you like that?
You said good to go, and the Herald sucks.
Yeah, well, anybody that's ripping the Herald is okay in my book. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Bubba.
Yeah.
Neil, I just want to call and kiss up a little bit and thank you for getting me through these days. I have you in my ear all day long.
If you could see this stuff, seriously, I know a lot of people are exasperated with the MySpace, and I'm exasperated that people are screwing around with it, but I got to tell you, the comments that are coming in on there, these people have been listening since they were 14 and 15 and 16, and they've grown up with my crap, and just I've got to change my underwear 14 times during the show because they're just peeing all over me. It's amazing.
I've been listening for about over 15 years. I know that. And, I have a job where I can listen to you all day long. I have you in my ear. All right. And thanks for playing.
Ear.
In your rear.
In the rear, yeah. And thanks, for playing FUCK in Tijuana yesterday, because I want to dedicate that to Mark. He wants to blame me, but that's okay. He can blame me all he wants.
Okay. Good luck to you, Pally. Okay, sounds like he's got a little spat going on there with Mark or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Got a little problem going. But then again, everybody does. Everybody sooner or later they have their issues. 899 votes on the poll. Oh, there's the pissed off caveman.
Historically, you guys have struggled to adapt.
Yeah, by the way. Right. Walking upright, discovering fire, inventing the wheel.
Yeah, they've struggled. Yeah, how about a razor would be good? Yes, by the way?
I really want to record that little Richard Geico commercial so I can take drops off of it. So if it comes on, don't step on it.
Oh, don't step on it and whip it right on there.
Hey, Luis Miguel, play it, baby.
Board Hole Radio, 560 WQAM Dolphin Update with new Dolphin head coach Howard David.
You, come here.
Yeah, Coach.
You, Joey Heatherton?
Harrington.
Says here, Heatherton. What, do you have one of them sexual changes?
No, it's Harrington.
Uh-huh. Well, my loser quarterback friend, you do not look nothing like Connie Stevens, see?
Connie Stevens?
That's right. I always got them confused. They both had nice legs.
But I'm not Connie Stevens.
You call yourself a quarterback?
Sure.
Well, not anymore. You're fired. Get out. You, over there.
Yo, Coach.
You're fired. Get out. Oh, just listen up now. You stunk and jerked out last season, see? So you're all fired. Now, get out. Every one of you. Yeah, that's right. You, what are you crying for over there? What are you, a baby?
Yes.
Well, unless your name is Tittle, you're fired. Now, get out. You heard me. You're fired. Get out of here. All of you right now. Why, if you don't get out of here, I'll mobilize every one of you. Now, get out of here, see? You're fired. My job is done. I think what I'll do is take a nice, warm shower. Relieves the stress. What the? Roy!
Just want to give you something to remember us by, Coach.
Now, see? Roy! I'm your coach, see? Roy!
10:33, there's your new Dolphin coach. Okay, you heard it first right here on QAM. Oh, I hear we're going to have a press conference the last 2 or 3, 4 hours today. What do you think?
Please, can we please?
Yeah, please put it on right now. Maybe Smokey Joe will come running around up and down the hall. Hey, less than an hour before we find out how much of a bonus we're getting tomorrow. I'm sure the audience is really whipped up about that. And maybe, I really doubt it, but just maybe if the thing falls out right, we'll be able to say,
we're number 1, damn it!
But I doubt it.
I sacrificed a cow.
I still think it's quite a feather in our crap to the fact that we did as well as we did, considering that in the month of December, QAM our audience didn't get no diaries. Either that or just everybody shut it off in December, which I think is highly unlikely, okay? Yeah. Highly unlikely as in highly Selassie. Methodist ministers trying to scuttle Bush Library. A group of Methodist ministers from across the country launched an online petition drive yesterday urging SMU to abandon its efforts to scourge George W. Bush's presidential library, the APB-SAN. The petition, a newly created website, protectsmu.org, says that as United Methodists, we're believing that the linking of his presidency with the university bearing the Methodist name is utterly inappropriate. Now, wait a minute. Appropriate. Very good. Methodists have a long history of social conscience, so questions about the conduct of this president are very concerning, said one of the petition's organizers, the Reverend Andrew J. Weaver of New York, who graduated from SMU's Perkins School of Theology. Brad Chevis, SMU's Vice President for External Affairs and Development, said yesterday the Methodist Church is diverse and perverse in its membership and opinions, and that those involved with the petition reflect only one view. An earlier article in the New York Times noted that some faculty are concerned about the potential library, fearing that pro-Bush politics will infiltrate the school. People will be starting running around with swastikas, baby, and goose-stepping with a 45-degree angle salute. Exactly, just like that. In a meeting several weeks ago, faculty members complained of a lack of consultation over the emergency agreement and all but demanded answers from the university's president, R. Gerald Turner, on the relationship that would develop between the university and the library. There's been a lack of transparency right from the beginning. Tony Peterson of the journalism faculty told the Times, urging the university's administration to be more forthcoming with detailed information. And speaking of wimps, speaking of really, this is why I don't even want to talk about this all that much, because what's the use?
Right.
You don't even know what I'm going to talk about right now, but what's the use? Right. There may be a growing battle between Congress and the President over the Iraq war strategy, but new House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, that bitch, said she won't block funding for additional troops. She's got the balls of a fruit fly, man, I'll tell you that right now.
They're all in on it together.
They're all part of the game plan. Pelosi's position, revealed in an exclusive interview with ABC's Diane Sawyer, came a day after a group of senators announced a bipartisan resolution condemning the Bush administration's plan to increase U.S. forces in Iraq by more than 20,000 troops. While the Senate resolution would be non-binding, unlike cheese, you know, cheese is really binding. Especially if you have, like, macaroni and cheese. Oh, man, you won't go for a month. Maybe the British eat a lot of macaroni and cheese. With the Senate resolution, while it would be non-binding, it would send a message to the President, let at least a dozen Republicans, I beg your pardon?
Yeah, we'll send a message. He's non-binding.
Like sending a message to Iraq.
Right.
I don't mean Iraq, but I mean Iraq. A boulder. And at least a dozen Republican senators have already offered their support. Wow. Nancy Pelosi again. When in doubt, the bitch wimps out. Really pathetic. She needs to be taken out for a big spanking. That's what needs to happen to her. 926 votes on the poll. Boy, isn't that exciting? Less than an hour and you're going to know how much that bonus is going to be and whether you actually have some kind of a life in store or not. I mean, how much can the difference really be in your case? About $20?
If $20 would make a big difference in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that Chris will reach right into his wallet right now.
Yeah.
Hand over some cash. What are you talking about?
Maybe give me a reach around.
He's making the big bucks.
The big what?
I said it really sucks to be making that kind of money.
He's getting a lot of yucks.
Yeah. But you better get your ducks in a row, whatever that means. Yeah, get your ducks in a row. That's another stupid expression. What the hell does that mean? You better get your ducks in a row.
Well, you don't want them to be all out of order and going, all over the place, do you?
You ever see like when they're crossing the street like Mama Duck?
Yes.
And the little ducklings goose-stepping behind? Probably a good idea to run them over, because if they're goose-stepping, they must be fascist ducks. What's the main reason you've never called Neil, is our poll question 9:30, as we try to decide, should we continue taking these magnificent calls, or should we just put this whole damn thing on the shelf? WQAM, hello.
Hi, Rob.
I have called 239, 25.6%. I have called. I have no material, 238. I don't call anybody, 170. I don't call nobody, and especially you, Neil. I don't want to talk to you, you old troll, you old fart. Too busy to wait, 154. Wait on hold. Of course, we don't put anybody on hold, but they're too busy to keep ringing it for me to be in the mood to take a call, which that was obviously not a good idea right there. I'm afraid to get ripped, 57. The old man's going to rip my ass. I hate this poll has got
about 30, man.
3.2%. I don't have a phone, 17. Don't want my voice recognized, 14. And can't call from work, only 3. Can't call from work because I'll get fired, and then Neil isn't going to pick up the tab, which would be really, George will, though. George can handle it. Anybody out there, if they get fired, George will pick up your tab for the next 6 months. Won't you?
Yeah.
Northwest Airlines will offer an apology and compensation to a group of 40 Muslims who said they were turned away from a U.S.-bound plane in Germany. The payment will cover extra flight and hotel costs incurred after Northwest refused to let the group board a January 7th Frankfurt to Detroit flight. Actually, those guys are pretty lucky. Who the hell wants to wind up in Detroit? Oh, man. The Michigan office of the Council on American Islamic Relations said in a statement today, of course, there are a lot of Muslims who live in Detroit, like in Dearborn. We welcome Northwest Airlines' apology offer of limited compensation as a positive step toward addressing the concerns of the Muslim passengers, the group's executive director, Dawood Walid, said in the statement. The Muslims arrived early enough for the flight, then were denied boarding on the grounds that they were too late, according to the rights group. Northwest spokesman Dean Breest said the flight already had been closed to passengers when the group reached the gate. Yeah, likely story. He said, it's a bunch of schmata-heads, haul ass. Northwest, the second largest U.S. airline in bankruptcy, is taking the matter to heart. They're taking it and sticking it where the moon don't shine. Well, whatever they're doing. How do you like that? And, of course, the passengers all probably breathe a sigh of relief, like, there's a bunch of terrorists ready to get on here. See, that's the mentality of the public, and, of course, one can easily understand why, but it's just not good. And, of course, if that's the way you feel about life, you sure as hell better not be living here. Boy. You know, you have to restrain yourself, and this is a city where everybody, like I told you, is very polite and very friendly and everything, but when I get in the elevator and I see, last night I came in and I got in the elevator and there was the smoke of wicked weed. I thought that maybe... Michael Vick had been visiting the building. The smell of that wacky weed. Somebody had been puffing away right in the elevator. That goes to show you the difference.
Excellent.
Yeah, kind of a civilized place. But when I see these people, and there are many in my building, like I told you, the whole burqa outfit, and they're schlepping around the 85 kids, and I think to myself, I want to say, but I obviously don't say it because I don't want to be judgmental and I don't want to be obnoxious and rude like an American. But I'm thinking to myself, it's the year 2007. It's 2007, okay? Why don't you come out from behind all that? And then, of course, probably they're ugly as sin anyway, so maybe it's a good idea. Some of us would be better off with the full burqa, In other words, cover that thing up.
Hi there, you bastards. All right.
It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. Oh! It's been over 2 weeks since he's made a sound. While his family's acting fickle, he's melting like a popsicle. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. Right now he's just like a car at the impound. He's already met St. Peter, but his corpse is by an eater. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground.
You fairy.
It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. He's like a single minted lost and found. While the pearly gates are closing, his body is decomposing. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground.
Oh, my God.
The godfather of soul should be heaven-bound.
I'm dying over here.
Even though he still looks perky, he's turning into beef jerky. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground.
1046, 14 to 11 at 560 WQAM. 957 votes on the poll. We got that 1,000 licked easy today, man. Like falling right into the lake. So how is the soup? Okay, from the soup man in Aventura?
Great. And I'm going to have my banana.
Banana?
Well, they brought some fruit in, too.
You know what my old general manager used to say, Gary Lawrence? Every guy's got his banana business.
That's a good point.
WQAM, hello.
Neil, I got one for your poll.
Yes, sir.
I called, and I didn't know I got on the air. All the people that call you and they ask for Neil, and then they get hung up on. Half the people that have called in, they don't even know they have. They didn't know they got on the air.
Okay, well, listen, call us when the shipment shows up, okay, pal?
Well, can I talk to Neil?
No.
That was good.
It was okay. It was pretty good. On a scale of 0. WQAM, hello. Yeah, and back to you. WQAM, buy a phone that works would be a good idea. WQAM, hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how do they calculate the ratings over here in the U.S.?
They have a big 10-gallon Texas hat, and they put a bunch of station names on them, and they reach in, they yank it out.
No, they read rabbit entrails.
Yeah.
I've heard that the ratings in Canada are more accurate because they use like a gun or something.
Yeah, they do use a gun, yeah.
So is that more accurate than what we have, or?
Yeah, they use a gun, and if you don't listen to their station, they blow your crap away. That's absolutely correct. I think we better start doing that, too, based on the December month there for QAM. Wow. And, of course, the morning guys, they're probably not too all thrilled with that, whatever number it was. I don't want to repeat it because, they're doing a fine job. They're doing whatever they can do. And, of course, the whole station. That's why I say if we get close to a 7, which I'm pretty sure we'll have between 10 and 2, that's a real feather up our ass. I'm butt. 960 votes on the poll. What's the main reason you never called Neil? I have called 251, 26.1%. Now, ordinarily, that would be a good thing. Because what do they always say? Like only 1 out of 100 people will call?
They're about
No. Huh? No, it's not even that.
5%.
One out of a... Huh?
It's like 5%.
Get out of here. 5% my ass. I have called 251. I have no material 243. I don't call anybody 184. Too busy to wait 158. I'm afraid to get ripped 59. Boy, that is so sad. Afraid to get ripped. Like that's going to change your life. What is that going to do to you, huh? You get ripped. Big deal.
Well, you'll cry. Your ego will be crushed. You might commit suicide.
I hate this poll.
That's about 30, man.
Stick it in the right place there. 3.1%. I don't have a phone. 18. George will buy you one, okay? George will take good care of you. He'll buy you a phone.
Yeah.
Just email him. Don't want my voice recognized, 14, and can't call from work, only 3. Yeah, I mean, how many people do we have out there that really do any work while they're supposed to be at work doing work? How many people really are working when they're at work? They're screwing off.
Mm-hmm.
They're all over there, they're on the internets. They're reading, they're looking at porno and doing all kinds of stuff under the desk and on top of the desk and next to the desk.
I know I am.
Steve Young says O'Reilly abuses the abused, then lies to cover his crime. Rhymes with slime ball. The culture warrior, the no-spinner, the guy who's out looking for you, the one who tells you he's a journalist who only deals with the facts, Bill O'Reilly he is, decided this week that he would take it upon himself to attack the most vulnerable of victims. A child who had been terrorized and quite possibly emotionally and sexually abused by an adult kidnapper for 4 years. Bill chose to use his bully pulpit against 15-year-old Sean Hornbeck, who was kidnapped in 2002 at the age of 11. Bill will claim that he didn't attack Sean, but just asked questions. He said that despite a tape of his Thursday show offering evidence to the contrary, Bill always seems to forget about the 21st century mechanical recording devices that can literally replay his actual words, no matter how often he attempts to contradict them. What Bill said, and was reported at MediaMatters.org in Bill's own voice, was that, I think when it all comes down, what's going to happen is there was an element here that this kid liked about the circumstances. This is the kidnap for 4 years. The situation here for this kid looks to me a lot more fun than what he had under his old parents. Some more cynical might say that Bill was lying. I choose to say to you that you don't need to be cynical to know that he's lying. But even more than his lying, it's Bill's disgusting choice to use his show to re-abuse the boy. To choose to go with the I'd rather be sexually abused by the stranger, because it's more fun than being home with my parents scenario, is so much more than just repugnant that you wouldn't be surprised if ABC and CNN fire Glenn Beck and entice Bill to spread his kind of culture warness over there. Bill will claim, as he always does, that it's only the left-wing loonies that are out to get him, that he's the victim. This time the tape offers the truth and just what a slime Bill O'Reilly truly is. Sean Hornbeck had spent the last 4 years enduring who knows what torturous hell, and what did the guy who's out looking out for you and your kids and castigates judges who don't give child abusers stiff enough sentences? He exploited Sean again. Bill O'Reilly is worse than scum. He's a child abuser. And a stranger! A stranger. I can't stop doing it. It's
I'm
your
taping
fault.
it every day hoping that I catch that episode again.
Are you really? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Although she said it over
saying,
a couple
"You're a stranger!" It would be great. 966 votes on the poll, and everybody and their brother calls us. We have nothing but calls on the show. Make no mistake about that. You'll see. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I was riveted waiting for those numbers to come out. Did they come
Yeah,
out?
oh, yeah. Yeah, your number for you is in the big O. Wow. See, he actually got me there where he's clearing his throat for a couple of seconds in between fake voices he was testing out.
Mm-hmm.
Palm Beach finds Donald Trump $1,250 a day for a supersized flag.
Oh, my God.
He supersized it. I guess he's not going to be able to afford that new do now. Town fathers in Palm Beach voted 6-1 yesterday afternoon to fine Donald Trump $1,250 a day for flying a supersized American flag atop an 80-foot flagpole that violates several of the town's codes and ordinances. Retroactive to January 6th, Donald already owes the town $16,250. Well, he may have to take out a loan. He may have to go see, what's his name?
Did you say that Donald?
That's what it says here. I didn't say that. That's what the article says in the Sun Sentinel. Blame them, okay?
All right.
We hate the Sun Sentinel, and now you know why. The Donald. Yeah, the Donald my ass. I think Mr. Trump, the property owner, picked this fight. I think he's been provocative, said Martin Freed, a member of the town's Code Enforcement Board in Palm Beach. Freed told Trump's attorney Raymond Royce, who represented himself at the hearing, that when it comes down to town laws, Trump is a serial violator. The flag flap. You ever have a flag flap?
No.
The flag flap began in September when Trump sent the town a letter notifying officials that he would erect a flag at Mar-a-Lago. He hoisted the flag October 3rd. He hoisted it in the flag, too. The 25 by 50-foot flag violates the local law maximum flag size, 4 by 6 feet. The town passed on enforcing that the law, but nailed Trump for having an 80-foot flagpole that violates the zoning code's 42-foot max. Last month, Trump filed a $25 million lawsuit against the town, arguing in part that the law violated Trump's right to free speech and expression. The lawsuit also argued that the town is selectively enforcing law and is discriminating against Mar-a-Lago. The suit notes that there are about 20 other flags and poles in the town that also violate local laws, but nobody cited them. They're picking on the Donald. If he wins the lawsuit, Trump said he wants any money to go to military members returning home from Iraq. Well, that's darn nice of him. In fact, in this case, if that's the case, I hope he wins, even though I find him disgusting and nauseous.
And I think he's lying when he says that.
What's that?
That's what he'll give the money for.
You think? Are you calling him a liar?
I am calling him a liar and a fat bastard with a bad, comb over.
With a bad comb over. Purple, no less. His head is wrapped in a purple haze. 973 votes on the poll. The main reason you have never called Neil. That's a pretty good poll. In fact, look at that. I hate this poll is only 3.1. That's pretty good. Even the audience, when asked a musical question,
you like it?
They say, yeah, why not? What's not to like? I have called 255, 26.2%. I don't know. Can you swallow that?
Yeah, I believe it.
I have no material, 245. I don't call anybody, 186. What is that? I don't call anybody. Too busy to wait, 160. I'm afraid to get ripped by the old queen, 60. I hate this poll, a mere 31, 3.1%. I don't have a phone, 18. Don't want my voice recognized, 14. They'll come stalking me in the middle of the night in their bathrobe like Xavier Suarez, knocking on the door at 3 a.m. And can't call from work, solamente cuatro.
You failed.
This is your brain. Any questions?
Good news, ladies and gentlemen. We have finally located weapons of mass destruction. It's Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney tried to help out and accidentally shot a guy with a nail gun.
All men should celebrate their women. They should all jump on couches for them.
Britney Spears is pregnant again. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie have made a formal request to the world's journalists to leave them alone while they're in Africa.
If Paris Hilton had a concussion, how would you know?
Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards is recovering from a really bad weekend. He fell out of a tree and crashed a jet ski all in the same day.
You know the worst part about this heat wave across the country is Al Gore walking around going, I told you so.
Former Playboy playmate Anna Nicole Smith may be pregnant.
Star Jones has been fired from The View, effective immediately.
More legal trouble for pop star Michael Jackson.
Mel Gibson speaks about the night that changed everything.
Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez calling President Bush the devil.
What do you think of me?
Bin Laden had a bit of a crush on, yikes, Whitney Houston.
And it's the moment Paris Hilton's diehard fans have been waiting for. Her debut album hit stores today.
Florida Congressman Mark Foley writing a book. The book will be about 400 pages. I don't know how long the book is, but the book will be about 400 pages.
The man who the world knew as the crocodile hunter was attacked by a stingray.
President Bush is so angry at North Korea, he's told our celebrities not to adopt any children from that country.
Pamela Anderson and Kid Rock each filed divorce petitions from one another.
Britney Spears' Kevin Federline divorce could get even hairier.
It's a new book called If I Did It. O.J. Simpson details how the killings would have gone down if, he had anything to do with them.
My name is Borat. In my country, they would go crazy. For these two.
Not so much. The little African boy Madonna is adopting arrived at her home today. Kid was a little intimidated because when he got there, she was hanging on a cross.
I'm very, very sorry to the African American community for the upset.
I knew it was the last 7 limoncellos that was going to get me.
Miss USA Tara Conner keeps her job. Donald Trump this morning said he fully intended to fire her today, but decided not to.
Nicole Richie arrested for driving under the influence. Police say she was going the wrong way.
Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver.
While music fans around the world are dealing with the sudden loss of music icon James Brown.
I'm dying over here.
11:03. It's already January 19. Holy moly, rat man! It's unbelievable, is what it is. 5670560. Let's take 45,000 calls between now and 2. What do you say?
All right.
I think that's a magnificent idea. Huh? Don't you think?
Start now.
Oh, and as a matter of fact, in less than a half an hour, maybe Clarence is going to run in there and say, "Oh, look at this! You guys sucked," or whatever like that.
Right.
You know,
whatever.
He's such a bubbling force. With those numbers, with those hour by hour, to see if we can actually afford to go take a shower. Maybe a little body wash, too. We need to do that body wash poll again soon.
Why?
Do you think that there's anybody out there still using soap?
I'm sure there are.
Oh, my God. You've got to be kidding me. There are people still. That would be like saying there are guys out there wearing two-piece bathing suits. Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, soap went out with knickers, man. Soap is older than Buster Brown's shoes.
By the way, surfers wear two-piece bathing suits.
Well, yeah, but that's not really a bathing suit. It's a surfing suit. It's a surfing outfit. Well, you know, and I'm really not too happy about that either.
I understand.
I prefer back in the day when surfers were like, damn near naked. But anyway, that's an old pervert like me. What do you expect, huh? WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
I'm excellent.
Excellent. Listen, going back to Bill O'Reilly, and I really hate, it's just like I don't even understand this man anymore. I mean, he's a crazy right-winger, that's fine. But what gain could he possibly be thinking attacking this kid? It goes beyond illness at this point.
Consider the source. It's like Man Coulter, with their crap about the,
Speaking of the two, and I hate to do a vicious segue, but I wanted to send George a CD, but I haven't gotten around to it yet, and I know you guys are doing the MySpace thing. I'm going to beg you and George to check out Allied Radio, MySpace, because we have a song on there called Good Day for the Media where we rip these people a proper ass. So
okay.
Send it along.
If you could just check it out, it's Allied Radio. I'm not trying to do a shameless plug. I just really want
okay.
you guys to hear
I put you on there. I know you're on there.
And check it out and listen to it. I hope you guys like it, and I wish Howard D would run.
Okay, thanks, Pally.
See you, Neil.
And don't forget, I can't respond. I still can't respond. We're suspended. We got suspended a sentence there on there because somebody made up a bunch of crap who also was making up a bunch of crap about being a student at Nova. And, of course, I know who it is. We got 1,001 votes. Oh! Holy cow, it just turned 11 o'clock. 11:05, we got 1,000 votes. That would be really great. And, by the way, just FYI, only for George, inside information, 1 out of 2 ain't bad so far this morning.
All right.
1 out of 2. Where the other one is, I don't know. But then again, that's just, that's my insecurity.
Everything will, fall into place.
What?
Everything
will be just fine, 1,004 votes on the poll. So there's like a real caller. In fact, I know the Allied Radio guy. He's on our, like he said, he's a MySpace friend, which we have 1,100 and some. They got a really good-looking new weather guy on CNN there. Rob Marciano couldn't hold a candle to that guy. He might like to, though. I can't tell you where he wanted to hold it, but probably close to that. But at any rate, what is their deal with, because they have generally a lot of really ugly people on CNN, which is another good reason not to watch it.
Yeah.
But the weather guys, they got Rob Marciano, who a lot of queens were like all whipped up about him. Oh, my God, Rob is so hot. No, which he's not. He's all right. But the new guy looks a little like Rocky Echevarria, my good friend Stevie Bauer, before he... there he is. What the hell's this guy's name? I don't know, but take off the toque and let's see what you got, Pally. Yeah, take that off, too. 5670560 and pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, I don't usually call.
Okay, good. Bad phony voice to start. Always start down there way down in the bowels of your life is a good idea. Reverend Schmendrick. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi. I'm just calling to let you know that Tommy Brady's still gay.
Yeah. Let me ask you, how the Dolphins doing in the playoffs? Yeah, there he goes. Tommy Brady's still gay, yeah. How the Dolphins doing in the playoffs? Loser. You got a coach yet? You loser. You pathetic, tragic loser. There's nothing worse than being an abuser except maybe a loser. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Back again. Back for Mo. He's got one phone in his by his mouth and one by his
rectum.
And I think the sounds we're hearing are the ones from the
rectum
ass end. Just ask him a question, he'll tell you. WQAM, hello. Yeah, everybody calls. That's right. Everybody in South Florida, if you haven't noticed. QAM, hello.
Neil, that was the boyfriend. I'm the Reverend. Okay?
Oh, so sorry. The boyfriend. I'm sure one of many. And I'm hitting that thing and I'm banging on it. And it's not doing nothing. QAM, hello. See, this thing's acting up again. And you want to know why? It was going fine, and then when these people started getting on it started regurgitating. It started puking them back out. QAM, hello. Yeah, I think so, too. QAM, hello.
Yeah, we're still waiting for new material. Mancow has new material every...
Yeah, Mancow has new material. Yeah, how come Mancow don't have any numbers? How come he doesn't even show up?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, are you kidding? Yeah, let me say it again. He don't even show up. He don't even exist. And how come you're listening to this show, then? See, that's the thing that really cracks me up. Oh, the bedtime stories, and oh, you're so boring. And every single one of these people is glued. They wouldn't turn it off if you gave them like 45 cents. Maybe 50 cents, but not 45 cents. So you can keep playing a game, and it's just so pathetic. And you know what it is?
I have no line.
And no material. I think that ought to be leading by a million miles. It's in a good second place. It's got a shot there. I have no material. As if that's a bulletin to me, as if I haven't figured that out yet. WQAM, hello.
Yeah,
QAM.
So how big is your cock?
WQAM, hello.
We are the show, Neil. Come on, you know how it goes.
Are you really? Yeah, when's the material start? We're waiting. That was the end of it. That was his material. That was a medley of it. I thought maybe he could just muster up like an extra word or two. Couldn't do it. WQAM, hello. They're good. They're good. They're the usual pathetic same crowd, man. Oh, man, I kiss the sun is shining. I kiss the ground. I don't care if it's minus 85 Celsius out there. Doesn't interest me in the least bit. The fact that I'm here and these people are there. They're not here. They're not even close. They're far away where I can be safe. Brazilian megachurch leader Sonia Morales Hernandez and Estevan Hernandez Filho spent the last 2 decades building one of Brazil's largest evangelical empires. But now they're spending their time at a federal detention center in Miami. The couple was arrested at Miami International last week on charges of currency smuggling and lying to customs officers after U.S. Immigration and Customs agents found they were carrying thousands of dollars more than the $10,000 they declared, investigators be saying. Agents found the first extra bundle of cash, $9,000, tucked under the cover of Sonia's Bible. That's why she was praying on it. It had $9,000 in it. They found other bundles of money squirreled away in various places, including inside a CD case, in a folded jacket packed in a suitcase, and in the backpack of their young son, Gabriel, and a few thousand in their rectum. The grand total, $56,000, as in Q56. Isn't that grand?
Yeah.
The couple already under investigation by Brazil's Federal Organized Crime Unit for charges including tax evasion and money laundering preside over an empire of about 1,200 churches in Brazil, as well as TV and radio estaciones. Their Reborn in Christ Church is considered the second largest neo-Pentecostal church in the country. The couple's arrest has sent shockwaves through the evangelical world in Brazil and tremors through the Brazilian religious community in Florida, where the couple has at least 2 churches, one each in Deerfield and one in Orlando. One of the pastors at the Deerfield Reborn in Christ Church said the arrest of the husband and wife, known as the Apostle Esteban and the Bishop Sonia to their faithful, were part of a religious persecution. They're being persecuted. They disagree with the accusations. They have a clear conscience because they know they're doing the work of God, said Pastor Angelita Valle. The congregation here loves the apostle and the bishop because they know they are serious people and that none of this is true. It's not true. What is happening is terrible and cruel. The storefront church at a strip mall on busy West Hillsborough Boulevard has got about 100 members, Valle said. The possible fallout from the couple's arrest worries other Brazilian church leaders locally. This is having a big impact because everyone watches the news about them and people who don't go to church because they become scared to go, said Pastor Celar Almeida of the Pompano-based First Brazilian Baptist Church of South Florida, the largest Brazilian congregation in the state. A lot of ministers who are doing serious work in Florida will be affected by this site. That's interesting. Ministers who are doing serious work. Isn't that like an oxymoron?
Yeah. Oh,
ministers doing serious work. Oh, get serial. Wow. 1,015 votes on the poll. That is really heavy duty. And the great calls now are just this moment starting to trickle in.
You bastards.
The federal government just learned about those people today.
Under withering criticism from both parties, Brown offered no apology and mostly blamed others for the debacle that cost hundreds of lives.
Mike Brown, there's no one left to blame. I said, Brownie, you're the government shame. I said, Brownie, your career's up in flame. There's no one I know who's more lame. George Bush, you'd better make him shut up before he says it was you who messed up. You can defend him, but I'm sure you will find many think that he should do time.
I was just tired of this space.
He's way too dumb to run the FEMA. Some people died when he ran horse shows.
Today, both Republicans and Democrats criticize the fact that Brown is still on the federal payroll. That may be because as long as he remains an administration official, his testimony must be cleared by the White House.
Heck of a job, Brownie. I'll make no mistake about that. 11:18 at 560 WQAM. We had the story about Bill O'Reilly, the slime of the universe. Speaking of slime, didn't I mention Mancolder?
Yeah, you did.
Well, here you go. You ask and you get it. Walter C. Euler writes on the smirkling chimp, Hoover Institution hack from Mancolder School of History slimes the left for 9/11. And I don't want all these comments back here. Stop with these pages. Oh, gee, I hate when that happens. Don't you?
Yeah, well, it doesn't happen to me.
Well, it doesn't happen for you because you don't have no fax machine hooked up. Yeah, the audience should know that there's still that fax machine that I spent the money for. They still haven't got the cable, and poor George this weekend has to drive around all over town to try to find a long enough cable to hook that baby up and to do it right.
I'm going to gas up and go for a long haul.
Here it is. Oh, this is cute. Steve says, how are you doing, my friend? I apologize, haven't listened online for a while. I've got one for your poll. I have called your show, and after waiting 20 minutes on hold, all I said was, Maricon. Well, thank you, Steve, so much, and back at you. How do you like that? Maricon. 1,029 votes on the poll. Anyway, getting back to Ann Coulter and other slime balls. Incredibly, on January 18, 2007, the L.A. Times published Dinesh D'Souza's thoroughly biased op-ed article, How the Left Led Us into 9/11. Mr. D'Souza's article is riddled with errors and all too convenient omissions suggesting both ignorance and fraud that it did. Although a fellow at the Hoover Institution, D'Souza writes history, judging by his opinion piece, as if he studied under the tutelage of that historian imbecile Ann Coulter. Remember his tutelage? That was Mo. Huh? Remember?
I don't want the tutelage.
Consider that D'Souza expects Americans to believe that the Clinton and Carter administrations made the U.S. look like a weak, attractive target for terrorists. Well, perhaps some Americans will, especially if they've never read a newspaper or history book devoted to the issue, if they've just returned from a 30-year visit to Mars, or if they're in the incompetence of the L.A. Times who published D'Souza's op-ed crap. You see, D'Souza gets it wrong virtually every possible way it can be gotten wrong. Thus, when he blames President Carter for pulling the rug out from under Iran Shah, thereby allowing the Ayatollah Khomeini and his forces to seize power, you will not find D'Souza acknowledging the conclusion reached, for example, by Kenneth Pollock. I almost said Pollock. The Shah brought the Iranian Revolution on himself. At the strategic level, his many mistaken policies created tremendous animosity against the regime across the breadth of Iranian society. According to Pollock, America's real policy failure in Iran was to tie ourselves so tightly to the Shah's regime. D'Souza also conveniently ignores the role that the Eisenhower administration played in engineering the coup in '53 that overthrew Iran's democratically elected government of Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh. So traumatic was the coup and the subsequent 25 years of dictatorial rule under the Shah that when the Shah finally departed in 1979, many Iranians feared a repetition of 1953, which was one of the motives for the student seizure of the U.S. Embassy. D'Souza omits mentioning the '53 coup because he already has dismissed blowback and American colonialism as factors that might explain why the Ayatollah called America the Great Satan. High school students should already know these facts, but not if the ideologue D'Souza is telling the story. Equally erroneous and dishonest is D'Souza's claim that thanks to Carter's role in producing Khomeini's regime of Islamic radicalism, the way was paid for Osama and 9/11. Once again, D'Souza conveniently overlooks the fact that it was bin Laden's success and the success of Islamic forces in Afghanistan against the Soviet military, thanks to weapons supplied by the Reagan administration, that inspired him to believe that the sole remaining imperialist power of the U.S. could be defeated as well. Finally, although D'Souza is correct to criticize the Clinton administration for its failure to kill bin Laden when it had the chance, he fails to note that President Clinton, unlike the Bush administration prior to 9/11, was almost obsessed with nailing bin Laden, notwithstanding the failures of his administration. The person to read on the subject is Richard A. Clarke, Against All Enemies, who served in both administrations, not biased D'Souza. Moreover, it's a matter of record that in January 2001, Clinton CIA Director George Tenet briefed President-elect Bush about the threats facing America and told him that the number one threat was Osama bin Laden and his al-Qaeda terrorists. Yet, notwithstanding Tenet's warning, the Bush administration spent the 9 months between its inauguration and the 9/11 attacks obsessively making plans to build a national missile defense, which still doesn't work, and to remove Saddam Hussein from power. Simply recall that the 9/11 Task Force National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice to cancel their speech addressing the need to build a national missile defense. Bush's people blew off the warnings about al-Qaeda, so much so that when the National Security Council principals finally met to address al-Qaeda, the attack was just 1 week away. Keep in mind that numerous meetings of the NSC principals were held before 9/11, and many of them focused on Iraq. Finally, simply recall Bush's words to Bob Woodward after 9/11. There was a significant difference in my attitude after 9/11. I was not on point, but I knew bin Laden was a menace and I knew he was a problem, but I didn't feel that sense of urgency, and my blood was not nearly as boiling. But of course, not when you're obsessed with missile defense in Iraq. So much then for Dinesh D'Souza's biased and infantile assertions about how the left led us into 9/11. Writes this guy, whoever the hell it is, Walter Euler. 1,037 on the poll. Not too bad. And the phones are, the calls are smoking, because these people want to be able to say, oh, I've called a show. Actually talk to the old fart. Would that be exciting?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean, 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. Let's get a flurry here on this thing, man, because we're phone call intensive, because the poll is about your calls. And a lot of these people, we want the calls, Neil. We want those calls. The calls are great. That's the bread and butter. We are the meat and potatoes. And that's
nice if you got some.
I'll tell you one thing. If we ever got any real calls, I think we had one or two today. We had the Allied Radio guy.
Right.
And I think there was one or two others, like real people with actually like a couple of things to say besides
must have been a long time ago.
And whatever else, you know. WQAM, home for the retarded. Hello.
David Bernard, all right.
WQAM, hello.
Damn it. Why you do this to me, damn it?
He just won't give it up, you know. He won't give it up. WQAM, hello.
I'm a caller.
WQAM, you're a retard is what you are, a lunatic who needs to be strapped down and beaten with a stick. QAM, hello.
Hey, check the Sunstone website. They just hired Mike Schuler for ball boy.
Okay, good news. Thank you. And well-deserved, by the way. Excellent choice. Ball boy and water boy. And he's going to be sniffing the jockstraps at halftime. 567, yeah, better get on those websites and see if we get a new Dolphin coach. I mean, what could be more important than that? We don't want to get... And by the way, for these clowns across the street who think that they're broadcasters, which there isn't any of them who is, you know, so they had like a little tick here and there and edged us out in the morning by 1/10 of a point or whatever, and a little tick in the afternoon. They're still doing like 2s and 3s, and at night less than a 1 share. They had a 0.9 at night, you know. So, and that was during the Dolphin season. That was their claim to fame as the fall book. I think fall is the operative word, is in fall on their ass. Too bad you're spending all those millions, Joel. Yours money, Daddy's money, whoever's money. This is what happens when you're up against people that have like a play toy, you know? It's like a hobby. Not a business, it's a hobby. It's a play toy, and obviously they're playing with it. 25 past 11. Don't forget Mad Dog at 2, and then the Power Hour with Hank and the Mad Dog together between 4 and 5. Humper all by himself 5 to 7. He's going to work up a sweat today, lose 2 or 3 ounces. Eddie K 7 to 10 tonight.
Friday, you bastards. But she drinks more than she eats. Nicole parties like a rock star. Paparazzi follows her with cameras, and in pictures she looks so starved. Oh, my daughter's skinny. She's skinny like a skeleton, my daughter's skinny, yeah. She's skinny like a skeleton. She wants to get high, so high. She wants to drink and smoke and dance dirty all night. She needs a sandwich real quick. Oh yeah. My daughter's skinny, skinny like a skeleton. My baby's skinny, skinny like a skeleton.
11:31, 29 till noon at 560 WQAM on a really fabulous Friday. It is, I don't know what's so fabulous about it. I can feel it, I can smell it already.
It's Friday, that's why it's fabulous.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as a Friday that's not fabulous, but some more fabulous than others.
Well, some people have to work on Saturday, so I imagine not so fabulous for them.
Yeah, I don't think too many people work on Saturday anymore, do they?
Sure they do.
They do? Oh, poor baby.
Yeah.
I remember the days I used to work on Saturday, back in the INZ days. I used to do a Saturday morning show. 10 to 2. I mean, like this time slot.
On Shabbos, no less.
That is correct. I think a bunch of Farbissina Goyim ran that place. Actually, it was. It was Guy Gannett from Portland, Maine. And you think the Beasleys are bad, and believe me, they are. So when's Clarence going to send me that thing to fill out? That's most amusing. I never heard anything like that in my life. That
Me either.
A quiz. We're taking a pop quiz here at QAM.
Like taking a quiz, Pop.
Right. You got any idea what you're doing? And it's 11:32. Where the hell is our numbers?
Yeah.
Clarence.
By the way, does Joyce have to take that quiz?
And listen, she couldn't even find a quiz. She couldn't find it with both hands. And
the fun with that quiz is it's like, okay, you get to choose these 3 answers. And it's like, okay, well, you chose the wrong answer, and this is why it's the wrong answer. Well, when you read the why it's the wrong answer, it kind of fits with one of 2 other answers. So it's kind of like, well, why was I wrong?
I see. So in other words, you've already done it?
Yeah, I had to do it probably about a month or 2 ago.
Well, why the hell did you have to do it? That's right, because you're sitting there with your finger on the button. You got your finger on it.
Basically, apparently, I guess it's everyone on air or that has to run a board has to know everything.
Wow, heavy duty, baby. These people are really on fire. They're really serious now. Right. I'll believe that when I see it. 1,055 votes on the poll. What's the main reason you've never called Neil? I have called, 276. I have no material, 269. No kidding. Wow, you could have fooled me about that one. I don't call anybody, 206. I don't call anybody, 206. Too busy to wait, 167. I mean, who's got time for that? I'm afraid to get ripped, 65. The old man will rip me an ass, and then everybody will say, oh, we heard the old man ripped you an ass and made a fool out of you. Or like that, you know. Just a bunch of wusses. Just an excuse. I hate this poll, 32. A mere 3%. Wow. I don't have a phone, 20. Do you know anybody who doesn't have a phone, either a cell phone or a regular phone or like a something?
No.
Never heard of such a thing. Don't want my voice recognized, 16, and in a lot of your cases I can understand why. And can't call from work, I'll get fired today or something like that, 6. I'll get reprimanded and slapped right on the old limp wrist, like that. 5670560. I'm giving the numbers out, but I'm not planning on taking many calls in the near future. But, we're getting the so-called intensive today. Haven't they been really special?
Oh, yeah, extra.
Kind of like that corn. Oh, well, look at that. There's actually a sales thing there from your buddy Brian Schmutz.
I don't know who that is.
Well, look at that. Your close buddy, Brian Schmutz, not to be confused with the backstabber, Brian Schmutz. You're a dead person to George, Brian. You're dead. You don't even exist. Don't darken his door, okay? Don't come by there and, lie to him and, to his face. Like the day he came in here and gave me the song to dance, whatever it was, about the crappy piece of copy, and then so he replaced it with another crappy piece of copy. Almost as embarrassing as the first one. Really bad. What happened to him? He got married, and then that was the end.
His wife is wonderful, but...
Well, maybe to you she is, but
yeah.
You never know. There's something there that just doesn't meet the eye. He used to be a good guy. He used to be right on top of it, sold a lot of stuff on his show. He serviced the accounts. He understood what the word copy meant. He was like a mensch. He was a mensch, Brian Schmutz. And now, oh boy, you don't want to know from it. According to a breaking report on MSNBC, when was it breaking? Last night. A new Pentagon detainee manual could allow executions based on hearsay evidence.
All right.
Oh, I hear you're a bad guy. Bada bing. There you go. That sounds like a wiener to me under this president.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned the Pentagon has just completed a manual for coming detainee trials that would allow suspected terrorists to be imprisoned or executed using hearsay evidence or coerced testimony, said Nora O'Donnell, the chief Washington correspondent for NBC News 24-hour MSNBC. In other words, could be put to death on hearsay evidence. Hey, we hear that you stole a freight train. Like that, According to a copy of the manual obtained by the AP, a terror suspect's defense lawyer cannot reveal classified evidence in the person's defense until the government has a chance to review it. Ann Flaherty writes for the AP. News correspondent Pete Williams added that the big question before Congress is, should we allow these two types of evidence? The handbook conforms with the law, Williams said. The handbook conforms with the law. The manual sent to Capitol yesterday and scheduled to be released by the Pentagon is intended to track a law passed last fall by Congress restoring President Bush's plans to have special military commissions try terror war prisoners. Those commissions have been struck down earlier in the year by the Supreme Court. The Pentagon manual is aimed at ensuring the enemy combatants, the Bush administration's term for many of the terrorism suspects captured on the battlefield, are prosecuted before regularly constituted courts, affording all the judicial guarantees which are recognized by civilized people according to the document. As required by law, the manual prohibits statements obtained by torture and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment as prohibited by the Constitution. However, the law does allow statements obtained through coercive interrogation techniques if obtained before December 30th, 2005 and deemed reliable by a judge. So somebody said, somebody ratted you out and we think you're a bad guy. Bada bing, you're dead. We're going to get the old hangman's noose out again. and see if your head pops off, too, just like Saddam's buddy the other day.
Oops.
Yeah, oops. 1,114 friends in MySpace. Aren't you impressed by that? 1,114. Sure. That's I mean, not impressed. I'm not sure. Why don't I learn my lesson? Why do I ask you that question?
I don't know.
You're not impressed by much of anything. You're impressed by some of the pictures on there. I know
sure.
that.
Oh, yeah.
And so am I, when you come right down to it. Not as much as before, though. I don't need to go through any more of that tourist like, your good buddy Ethan there, allegedly from Nova.
I admit it was me all along.
I think it was George. In fact, George probably, it wouldn't surprise me.
Nothing
like
5 of those guys, yeah.
I'm on to you guys. You're not fooling the hell out of me. Sabotage. And, of course, when you work at QM, you're sabotaged anyway. Listen, I'm just kind of like extending here a little bit because I'm wondering where the hell are those numbers that Clarence was going to have.
I know.
Oh, you know what happened, too? They installed some kind of a program in his computer that he was going to be able to get the information on. He was going to be able to download it because he's a putz and he hasn't had that, which he should have had a long time ago. And he's probably still trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably still trying to figure where to stick it. And, of course, he admitted to me he's been working on that for a long time. Because there's big money riding on this, man. This isn't just some, ordinary, the ratings came in and the Radio More got a lot of phony diaries and yada, 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 which we know they did. See, comes down to this for me. Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
But men 25, 54, do you know any men? I mean, first of all, you know any, you don't really, not really a spick anyway. But do you know any guys who listen to Radio Amor between 25 and 54? It's a women's station, isn't it?
Correct. None of the men in my family listen to that.
Who the hell would ever hear of it? I mean, they might listen to Radio Mambi or one of those other militant, hokey-pokey stations, but not Radio Amor,
No.
The more I think about it, the more I get nauseous from it because it's just ridiculous on the face of it. And not only do they have a big number in midday, but in the afternoon they had like an 8 share in men 25-54. Somebody wired a lot of diaries to get that thing screwed up like that. Bogus. But we'll do the best we can. So I think you ought to send Chris in there to beat him on the head and say, listen, Clarence, if you don't cut loose. He told me. He emailed me last night.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's emailing me. Some people email me. Some people, they email you frantically one day, and the next day they're busy. They have a life. And I think, well, okay. Oh, man. Like throwing a rope to a crazy person and saying, hey, listen, jump right now. Let's see what happens. 20 before noon at QAM.
Friday, you bastard.
This is former heavyweight champion world Mike Tyson. I got in trouble again.
Tyson got arrested one December night when cops found cocaine under his seat. He didn't try to bite him or put up a fight. He smelled like weed from his head to feet.
Smells good.
Mike Tyson is a man.
That's a fact.
I'm sure you know the rest.
That's a fact.
Volatile and depressed, and he flunked his sobriety test.
But I'm not good at tests. I flunk all the tests I take.
Out in Arizona driving recklessly, he almost sideswiped a police car.
Hey!
Had a bag of powder balanced on his knee, caught with his hand in the cocaine jar.
That's funny.
Mike Tyson is a wreck.
That's a fact.
Needs a mental health check.
That's a fact.
47-inch neck. If he were green, he'd look just like Shrek.
What would you say? I would look just like Shrek because that's a number 4 heavyweight champion in the world, Mike Tyson, and I was a boxer, I'm a lover, and the fighters, and a Shrek. That's a green monster person.
Slurring all his words, not making any sense. The former champ keeps committing sins.
What's up?
When he smiles, he looks like a picket fence. He told cops to call Robin Givens.
I love Robin.
Oh. Mike Tyson is a man.
That's a fact.
I'm sure you know the rest.
That's a fact.
Volatile and depressed, and he flunked his sobriety test.
I think I told you before I don't do good at tests.
Mike says he uses whenever he can score, but that's not often because he is broke.
That's a fact.
Where he's going, he won't need it anymore because cops caught Mike Tyson with coke.
It was entrapment.
How would you like to have the money in the bank that he's peed away during the course of his marginal existence, huh?
Just a year's worth of it.
How'd you like to have the interest on the money that he's peed away? Especially with, and where's Clarence with those numbers, by the way, the hour by hour?
I don't know.
In other words, this is going to be another QM production when somebody tells us they're going to do something. Did Chris go in there and beat him up the side of the head?
He's in there now.
Is he really?
Yeah, he went out the door.
Chris went out the door and said, "Hey, Clarence, what's going on here? You knucklehead, you idiot." And by the way, you'll be very pleased to know that your assignment this morning is now complete.
Oh, excellent.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is when a project comes all together.
Well, I got to be honest, I thank you profusely from the bottom of my heart. See, you think you know me after 16 years. You think you know me?
I never made any such claim.
Oh, well, a little bit, you think. But you don't... in fact, there was a song, You Don't Know Me. Who the hell did that? Was that Jerry Vale? Who did You Don't Know Me? Da, 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 da. It's a very corny and tragical record that only old people like me remember.
Clarence update, he's in a meeting with Craig Mish and one or two other people, apparently.
And what?
He's in a meeting with Craig Mish and one or two other people in the other studio right now.
Mish-mash? Well, what's that? What the hell's that got to do with getting us those hourly numbers?
That's got to do with something much more important.
Oh, sports. I forgot about that. It must have to do with sports. Sports. By the way, Fidel Castro is the new coach of the Dolphins. And just like Fidel, the Dolphins are going to be... That's correct.
My heart is beating so.
What is that? Who's saying that?
What you were thinking of? Michael Bublé?
I don't know who that is. It's not Jerry Vale. I wonder if Jerry Vale is still on. But you don't know me.
Canadian crooner.
Canadian crooner. He sounds like a Canuck. He sounds like a twin of Anne Murray, only not as butch.
Apparently Ray Charles did this song, too.
You don't know me. Oh, that's Ray Charles, and you don't know me. I can tell. I knows it. I hears it, and I knows it. Yeah, that was good. He did that good. I like Ray Charles. He was good. He was all right. He was a lot better than James Brown. Now, maybe, wouldn't you think they're going to make a movie about James Brown, Frown on Brown, starring Jamie Foxx? Oh, and somebody suggested, one of my close, best personal friends in the universe suggested we should add to the poll, I don't remember what he said, caller shy.
Okay. I'm shy.
Yeah, I'm shy, as in Shy Levy. I'm shy. No, he said he would never call any show, and he listens like 15, 16, 25, 30 hours a day. But nevertheless. And there was another one. How about also adding on there, I'm a listener, not a caller. How's that?
Okay.
Isn't that good?
Sure.
See, those are the people we respect, the people we love like crazy. The listener. Not that we don't like the callers if they have something to say. And if I live long enough, maybe we'll get one again someday. Now, we had a couple. And the LI radio people put their thing on our... I think we're going to be okay. But anyway, what you did for me this morning, I'm not going to go into it in the air. It was a very nice gesture and did a lot of work, and, and I'm going to send you something in the mail.
Oh, you're sweet.
I didn't say money.
I didn't expect anything. Listen, you've done more for me than I could ever do if I lived longer than you.
Oh, why do you say such crap?
Because...
If you could have heard when you were on vacation, and it was back when I was talking about the will and all this other crap, and all these people calling in, very well-meaning, telling me, oh, you got to put George in your will.
They're nice, too.
Yeah, which I think I should. Wouldn't that be a nice gesture? What do you think, Chris? I'm not talking about like $1 zillion, but I'm just saying,
About 30?
No, maybe a little more than that. No, seriously, now that I'm getting, to the point where I don't think I'm close to death. In fact, I feel pretty good. I sound great. No, seriously, when you get to be this age, you come in the morning, and when I talk to you, I wonder, gee, am I going to sound like human and alive today or what?
Listen, when you croak at the age of 100, when I'm like 70 years old...
Both my parents made it to 90 plus, I'm telling you that right now.
It'll be a wonderful surprise.
My weight is really good.
When I'm 70, fishing by a pond in North Carolina somewhere, it'll be nice to get an envelope in the mail.
Yeah, there you go. Saying, the old man croaked and he left you like, 100,000.
I'll buy myself a new set of dentures with it.
There you go. It would be really nice. No, seriously, I think what I should do is by the time I accumulate all those zillions of dollars when I do retire in about 20 years, is like take a chunk and set it aside for people that, aren't going to be like equal partners with my real close, wonderful friends, including my newest ones. But at any rate. No, seriously, you did a very nice thing. I can't tell you on here what it was, but George did a wonderful thing, and it's paid off 100%, and to everybody involved. I don't know if I was always like this, I'm a sentimental old fool. Maybe that's where that expression came from.
You're welcome.
I'm a sentimental
you like it?
Old fool.
Well, I've always said you were an old softy.
I am.
And I tell that to people when I talk behind your back.
Yeah, I know.
I said underneath that hard, crusty exterior is an old
exterior
softy.
On the air. One thing that some of these people are discovering, this MySpace experience, is that when I take a liking to somebody, there aren't that many people. I mean, most of the people on MySpace have been very nice. I'd say like 98% of them have been really super duper.
Mm-hmm.
And I respond, and it's frustrating that I can't respond because of that game that Lunatic played the other day. But hey, listen, there's some people spend their whole lives being lunatics, and that's just the way they are. But when I take a liking to somebody, and I mean really, I I like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot.
I understand.
I know that sounds. It sounds awfully gay. Yeah, like that. Huh?
Yeah, we've come to expect, gay.
It has nothing to do with gay, okay? Okay, gay?
Okay.
It has nothing to do with that.
You fairy.
Gay. An unusual archaeological site discovered in Peru's mountains may hold clues to the history of the Chachapoya people. You ever hear that? You're the intellectual, I'm the moron.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of them.
Known as cloud warriors who fought the Inca Empire before the Spanish conquest. Keith Muscat, and by the way, are you going to explain to me, because your daughter was an exchange student in Japan, the daughter that phony faxer was hot to see the other day?
Right.
And so you're into that whole Japanese thing, and evidently somebody else out there is turning Japanese, so to speak. And you can explain that anime thing to me, because I'm not, it's so far out of my league,
Right.
Anyway, I'll get back to this.
Yeah, later.
I'm just planning, so you can think about it, you can make up some stuff and pretend you know something about it.
I do.
Well, good. Keith Muscat, a British-born Chachapoya researcher with... He's a Chachapoya researcher with the University of California, Santa Cruz, said the other day the site was strikingly anomalous because of its size, shape, and remote location in the dense forest full of spider monkeys and toucans. And there's a picture here, the Chachapoya civilization known for its mountaintop citadels and well-preserved mummies, and there's a picture of a mummy. Oh, my God. Take a look at mummy. In fact, that could be my mummy right now. She ain't probably looking too good. The unfortified, possibly ceremonial structure is located in an area previously considered on the periphery of the Chachapoya domain in the upper Amazon region. This is in Lima, Peru. And actually, my very close, good personal friend here in Toronto is half Peruvian and half Filipino. How do you like that? It's an interesting combination, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Great guy. What did it see? I'm not really such a hard ass, some of you people out there. I'm just an old softy, like you said. I'm just a wonderful guy, and I just, shower affection on people that, deserve it. Which in your case, what is showing is that we don't really know what their territory was, he told Reuters. The place where the ruins were discovered had been considered a buffer zone between the highland Chachapoya and the tribal cultures of the Amazon basin. It is certainly not a fortress, so either the Chachapoya's territory extended further east or they relied more on cooperation than conflict with their neighbors. Wouldn't that be nice? More on cooperation than conflict with their neighbors instead of killing your neighbors. That's the history of the freaking human race, man. It's a disgrace, the human race. I mean, there are those of us like those people listening right now, and you and me and Chris and a few other people. Josh. That's not Josh Darrow, Josh Corden. Nice people.
Right.
And some of my online friends here, nice people. And, of course, they're the rest of the human race. Miserable, especially the more far-bisson, the religious nuts. Bah! Like that. Had too many? Ask Florida police for a ride. This one says Shalimar, Florida. Where the hell is Shalimar? Oh, you're going to tell me about after the break, after the top of the hour, about anime?
Okay.
You're going to educate me?
Okay.
Well, no, seriously, if you're going to confabulate people who are interested in something, then you ought to find out what the hell it is. So you can
it'll be boring as hell, but yeah, I'll do it anyway.
You think I'll be bored?
Maybe. You tell me.
I don't know.
I just fancy Japanese cartoons, man.
Now, don't be saying that. That's a terrible thing.
No, it isn't. I like it a lot. It's just,
after you went to the trouble of whatever you sent out the other day and you got a nice response and thank you so very much and yada yada. We happen to be nice people on this show, and those of you on the MySpace thing you're discovering, and once I get that, we get off probation on there, if that ever happens, I will continue responding to everybody, and I'll delete anybody who looks like another game player, because I'm not going to get sucked into that crap again. You should pardon the expression. What's the point? But you just, seriously, I'm not, you know me, I'm not big into ass kissing, although I've been doing a lot of it lately myself to other people, but that's okay. I just don't like people kissing my ass. Because, when you do this, oh, Larry, your show is wonderful, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That crap. It's just so ponderous and boring. I'd rather have the confrontation I'm talking about on the air. Like that, yeah, and of course in this market you get it. Shalimar, Florida. Residents in this panhandle town can call the police for a ride home if they have had too many drinks. The news service was posted in the town's online newsletter January 2, according to the Northwest Florida Daily News. The Shalimar police will take residents who are too drunk to drive home as far as 25 miles away. Isn't that nice? Where the hell is Shalimar? Anybody know? Shalimar, Florida? Never heard of it. I've heard of Shamalama Ding Dang and Ding Dong. Some other people did the New Year's Eve thing, and the police were talking Ramalama Ding Dong. What is that?
Shalimar.
Oh. Why do it just on New Year's Eve, said Tom Burns, the town manager. We've got the capability to probably do it year-round in Shalimar. Well, the Northwest Florida Daily News, that should be like a hint to you right there. Northwest Florida. Maybe up in the Panhandle, baby. Burns said the guidelines for the program are still loose and could be changed over time. He said police will have to use common sense if someone seems to be taking advantage of the service and using it like as a limo service or something like that. Police Chief John E. Cash. Isn't that a great name? His middle initial is E. John E. Cash. Said he's heard other departments offering a similar service, at least during the holiday season. We're going above and beyond that, he said. I don't think a lot of agencies do it. So if you want to have the police take really good care of you and go out and get plastered, they'll take you right home wherever you want to go. They'll take you to the strip joint, and they'll give you a ride. In Shalimar. Everybody moved to Shalimar. Well, look at that. Larry King, another show on the kidnapped teen. Now, the only reason I read that story before because it ripped Bill Riley a well-deserved ass.
Right.
But other than that. 11:57 at QM. Don't forget the Mad Dog, a full week's work. Because at Beasley, we believe in an honest day's work for an honest day's pay.
This is Dick Cheney. I like to relax by having Mary Magdalene massage my balls while listening to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
You know something? I knocked the damn thing down to audition.
Oh, I hate it.
Well, I get excited. You know what I mean? I'm emotional. I'm an emotional basket case. But then again, you know that. Not me. I'm solid. Trust me.
We're about 10 years too late. Yeah, back when things were great. Clinton was president. OJ was innocent. But we could still see friends. And Beavis and Butthead barely had an internet. And there was no spam yet. Never heard about Bin Laden. Wall Street was always in the black. We still care about Madonna. And not about sneak attacks. And all that great music. Yeah, you could take your pick. Like it was sent from God. No cell phones, no ringtones, no iPods played Oasis or Hootie. That Brandy was a cutie. There was Alanis Morissette and Julia split from Love. And the Pumpkins were smashing. The Beatles tried to cash in, but nothing quite feels right since 1995. 1995. You know Mariah and Whitney, they beat the pants off Britney. We still had some geezers, but also there was Weezer, and we had Sophie B. Hawkins. Yeah, she was good for gawking. I wonder if she survived past 1995. Then he had a close call at the society ball. Took a streetcar one way with the girl from King Kong Freeway. She arrived at the door, and she was looking poor. Only made a dime a day, 15 cents was minimum wage. She was gonna be an actress, just like Vivian Lee. Live on a plantation and drive a Model T. She thought that Al Capone was the enemy. But she knows that nothing has been alright since Al Jolson and Chaplin. Way before Kate Kaplan, Charles Lindbergh, the Duker, the president was Hoover. There were no TVs and no I Love Lucy. She's still preoccupied. 1925.
It is now apparent that the Republican ticket of Harding and Coolidge is running well ahead of Thompson Roosevelt. At the present time, Harding has collected more than 16 million votes against some 9 million for the Democrats.
She knows all the classics. She knows every line. She quotes Gone with the Wind, drinking on Mickey Finn. She did the Charleston to Duke Ellington, or how her mind would whirl when she dreamt of Milton Berle. She wore an outfit like a flapper. Because of prohibition, she could have no liquor. She loved the comedy shows like George and Green Street. Whatever happened to Abbott?
Say, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
Since Al Jolson and Chaplin, way before Kate Kaplan, Charles Lindbergh, the Duker, the president was Hoover. There were no TVs and no I Love Lucy. She's so preoccupied. 1925.
I'm dying over here.
1204 at 560 WQAM. Hear those numbers from Clarence now. Oh, we don't have them?
No.
You got to be kidding me.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Get back in the back seat where you belong, Mr. Uppity.
Only if I can take somebody in the back seat with me. Wonder how my friend Mark is doing. You know, the soccer player. Hey,
yeah.
Mark.
Are you a backseat driver?
I'm a backseat. I'm driving it. I'm not going to... You're not going to lead me there, okay? I'm not going to go into a discussion of such a ridiculous... way out of my league, believe me. No interest, trust me. I already told you that. So anyway, here's a message from your and my close personal friend who says, Michael Bublé is the Schmidt. You should download his stuff if you like Sinatra-style stuff, and he's a pretty young hottie, too. Now,
well, I'll let you do that research there.
Oh, man. Coming from my extremely 400% heterosexual friend, that's most amusing. But you see the impact I have on people because they loosen up a little bit, you know? Mm-hmm. See, it goes to show you that their guys can admit that they recognize if there's some other, you know, without, oh, gee, you're a faggot.
You
like that. That's amusing. So anyway, Michael Bublé, I never heard of him.
Me either.
In fact, I would have said Booble. Wouldn't you?
B-U-B-L-A?
Yeah. Michael Booble.
Booble.
So anyway, you're going to tell me about anime now. We're all going to learn about this in about 2 minutes. You're like, well, I don't know. I know it's hot.
Sure. Yeah, it's hot. Well, you know...
Well, why is it hot? What's so hot about it?
All right, you got cartoons,
We have 1,109 votes, by the way, for the poll counters. Not bad. Go ahead.
Anime, generally speaking, refers to Japanese cartoons. And whereas in the rest of the world, cartoons were for kids, with the notable exception of possibly Disney movies, which are still also for kids, most countries, including this one, don't take cartoons seriously, as in to really make good cartoons for adults or for kids, but seriously. But the Japanese did for some reason. So Japanese cartoons, a.k.a. anime, they have a lot of them, and they're good, and they're serious, and they're violent. They've got sexual stuff in them, and they just have a lot of material over there, and generally speaking,
it's really
good.
They have sexual stuff in them?
Sure. They run the gamut. In other words, the kind of material that you would expect to see only like in movie-type stuff, they animate every kind of storyline, tragedy, demons, raping, things. The sky's the limit, and they have a lot of it, and it tends to be very good.
So in other words, it's the kind of a thing that a real pervert would enjoy. Now it starts to explain it.
Not just.
I'm starting to get it now.
It's a full spectrum thing, but they take their animation seriously, and that's why it's good.
I see.
Right? It's just a notch above the kind of cartoon.
Like, what do? You go out and you buy this on DVD?
It's movies, sure, yeah. I mean, it's just Japanese cartoons, so they have Japanese anime TV shows, movies.
But it's in Japanese language, though, right?
But usually, and
subtitles.
Usually, it gets subtitled and or dubbed over for re-release over here.
I see. Well, that sounds
very nice.
Yeah, at least not in Spanish, anyway. I'm going to have to try to watch the Borat thing and overlook, because, it was okay, like I said.
Anyway, I understand that, see, the thing is, at the beginning, they're setting it up.
It's a long setup, I'll tell you that.
It sure is. He's having this adventure in America, but then he starts playing pranks on all these unsuspecting people, and that's what's funny. It's not so much what he does or says, but what he gets other people to do and say, and they make fools of themselves.
Nice!
Yeah.
I see. Well, you know me, I got to keep up now, being the doddering old fart that I am.
Stay current, Pops.
Yeah. I got news for you. I'm living in a place that's like 100 years ahead, light years ahead of where your ass is stuck, and you know that. But because of what you did for me this morning, just a little project that I had George take care of, and because you did that, I'm going to, this weekend, sending out for you and our good buddy Josh Cordes, because he's still doing our story. Chris, nothing for you, but not yet.
I'm used to it. It's okay.
He's still paying his dues.
No, first of all, why would I send Chris money?
I know, he's ugly.
Oh, no, that's kind of... Do you think that I took care... Oh, that's bad. Do you think I'm sending you money because you're cute? Because I got the hots for you? Oh, Jesus God.
I always tell people that.
What?
That, people accuse you of liking me because...
Because you're cute?
Because I'm cute. I said, no. I said, nothing could be further from the truth. Trust me. If I was cute, I wouldn't have to work for a living.
I'm doing it because I'm a very appreciative, nice guy, and because I'm making a couple of bucks, and because we got some bonus money coming. We might find out how much we got if Clarence ever gets out of his stupid mishmash meeting and decides he wants to tell us that.
Sports are the bread and butter of this radio station.
Well, guess what? There are going to be a lot of people starving pretty soon, based on those numbers I saw yesterday. And here's another poll suggestion from we've got a new guy who's trying to run for his money.
This is a good poll. We've never done this one before.
This is good. Who poses a greater threat to the human gene pool? This is good. The average Neil Rogers Show caller, the average QAM Sports Show caller, the average American Idol contestant, or the average American Idol viewer. How about people that are watching Dancing with the Stars? I've never watched. You see the blurbs about it on there, but I wouldn't watch 2 seconds of it. But I mean, that to me is just it's like a step away from watching people play poker.
Ooh.
For some reason, that just... And also the other day on Woodbine Wednesday...
Mm-hmm.
So I had this old... so many Chinese people, they love their gambling, man. They all got big bucks. I don't know where the hell they get it from, and don't even speculate, but they love their gambling. But they also are a little socially challenged. You know, in other words, they do things that are just bizarre. Like, they'll stand almost on your shoulder behind you watching you play your machine man. I don't want somebody standing over my shoulder while I'm working my machine man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Go watch somebody else's machine and get the hell off my back. And, of course, tomorrow is WS, which is Woodbine Saturday. Wouldn't that be nice to have like a back-to-back winners?
That would be.
TJX Companies, operators of TJ Maxx and Marshall's discount stores, announced Wednesday its computer system was hacked late last year and customer information stolen. Consumers who have shopped at stores in 2003 and between May and December of 2006 are urged to check their credit card statements and bank accounts for unauthorized charges. The full extent of the theft is still unknown, but the hackers targeted the portion of the computer network containing customer data such as credit and debit card numbers and checking information, the company said. In Dade and Broward counties, the company operates 10 TJ Maxx stores, 4 home goods stores, and about 16 Marshall's outlets. In addition to TJ Maxx and Marshall's, data collected from the company's home goods and A.J. Wright stores in the U.S. and Puerto Rico and Winners and HomeSense stores in Canada may have also been stolen. Winners and HomeSense in Canada, I never heard of either one of them. You know, see that? I guess that's one of the disadvantages of my not having a car here.
Yeah.
Is that I've been here I guess it's almost 5 years I've been doing shows here.
Right.
And yet, in spite of that, and not having a car and having my regular cab guy that takes me to Woodbine and the airport, and pretty much that's it, I don't really know this city. I mean, you know, when you live in a downtown area, like in a high-rise in a big city, I mean, you recognize a lot of the regular people in your neighborhood, you know, the dry cleaning lady and the convenience store lady and all these other people, and the people in your building, a lot of them you see out on the streets, but... You just, if you don't have a car, you don't really get to explore the city, which probably is just as well, you know. I don't want to be driving around. There are just as many crazy people here as there are there as far as driving.
Well, I mean, you could always rent a car for the weekend and go exploring if you forgot a hair.
And go exploring what?
Oh, that's just it. That's what exploring's all about.
Wait, you just start driving?
Just start driving around, seeing what's around.
And get lost out there?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks. I'll pass, eh?
Passe?
I don't really know, mister. I do enjoy when I'm down there driving my vet. I do like that. Although, you know, it is South Florida.
Ooh.
But I was used to it. Nah, I know. It's not good.
Nightmare down here.
The company said identified certain consumers whose information has been removed from the computer system. It is supplying that data to credit card companies, the company said. It also said identified individuals whose driver's license numbers had been stolen and was in the process of contacting these people directly. TJX operates 826 TJ Maxx stores, 751 Marshalls, 271 home goods stores, and how many? 162 A.J. Wright stores, 36 Bob stores throughout the country, as well as stores in Canada and Europe, eh? Canada and Europe. I'll tell you one thing. Before you die, you'll get to Europe. Before you die.
It's on the list.
I'm just telling you. It better be near the top of the list.
It's very close to the top.
Very, very urgent priority for everybody out there. Anybody that wants to travel, get you una pasaporta, and I'm telling you, Europe is where it's at. And whatever you like. You know, want to go to Spain, speak it upon it, and you won't, I don't really know. In Madrid, do they really speak like...
Oh yeah, I'll just speak Spanish with a lisp over there.
Yeah,
sound like a local.
Because I told you I got a USA Today at the newsstand when I went to Madrid, and the guy said muchas gracias, and I thought, oh my God,
you fairy.
That's the first thing I thought. I was thinking about Michael Bublé.
See,
1,128 votes on the poll. Only one says I'm shy. Who would be too shy to make a call?
Hi there, you bastard.
The Federal Food and Drug Administration has joined the investigation of the E. coli outbreak at Taco Bell.
Now the latest on the E. coli outbreak. The majority of victims ate at Taco Bell.
Well, I drove down to get a bean burrito. Taco Bell was calling out to me. Felt like I was shot with a torpedo. And then I got explosive number 3. Then I threw up higher than the willow trees. Then I threw up, it brought me to my knees. I was weak, laying beside my toilet, Then I threw up, but it wasn't over yet.
Oh, God, I am so sick. You're not as sick as I am. I'm much sicker than you. Impossible. I can't keep anything down. Oh, look at me. You can see stuff. I've lost 12 pounds in 3 hours. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. Yeah, you're worse than me. You can see my spleen. Oh, that's a lovely spleen. Oh, God. Oh, watch out. I'll get the bathroom first. Oh, don't leave me. Get out of the way. God, you didn't make it. It's a brand new shoe. I'm sorry. Oh.
Threw up again. The cramps were overwhelming. Then I threw up. My ears started to ring. I was weak with quesadilla fever. And on my tongue I started growing fat.
1221 at 516. Let's see, is that also on the survey that I have to fill out, the questionnaire, the quiz, whatever that is?
Oh, I don't know.
Isn't that called a plop quiz?
I don't remember what was on there.
Oh. So you already took it, huh?
Yes, sir.
And now,
How'd you do?
Is this something that you pass or you fail? I mean, what does it mean? I don't understand.
I really don't know.
It's supposed to be educational, do you think?
Yeah, you're supposed to learn and you're supposed to know things, but it's like a couple of questions were, what's the maximum the radio station can be fined, by the FCC? Well, as
$80
a board,
trillion,
how am I
I
supposed
think.
to know that?
$80 trillion. Probably for that pornographic No Punches Pood show there on the weekend. No Punches Pood. Oh, and by the way, the Corvette guy who said he couldn't listen today, and happy birthday to him, I should play it. He said he's 46, one of my correspondents there on MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he stumped me. I tried to respond to the guy, but I can't answer him, and he's trying to play smart, because I can't send out any messages. Daryl Sittler is who you're looking for. He got 10 points, and I saw that game. Daryl Sittler for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I just mentioned that in passing. I wonder if the Leafs-Panthers game is on the replay here.
Horton goes back into the corner. Monakorowski got a piece of him. Antropov couldn't haul in that lead pass. It comes to center ice.
My close personal friend, the great Joe Bowen, the very best in the universe. How's it going, Joe? Lose an ounce or two, man. I'm worried about him. He's another one. Just blowing up like somebody stuck a bicycle pump in his neck. But anyway, he's a good guy. And great. Yeah, the Leafs beat the Panthers 3-2 yesterday in the Mac Arena. Any hockey interest out there at all? Iranian troops have shot down a U.S. pilotless spy plane recently, an Iranian lawmaker announced Tuesday, as the Islamic Republic was facing increasing military pressure from its arch-rival, the U.S., eh? Oh, I'm telling you, just when we need balls, man, we got Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid. Wimps. We got wimps, baby. The aircraft was brought down when it was trying to cross the borders during the last few days. Syed Nizam Mullah Hovaiza Schwartz, a member of the parliament, was quoted by the local Fars news agency as saying, there's some names that I just love. Schwartz is one of them. Schwartz. The lawmaker gave no exact date of the shooting down or any other details about the incident, but he said the U.S. sent such spy drones to the region every now and then. And every now and then, bada bing, they decide to shoot one down, just to show they're not a bunch of wimps like Nancy Pelosi. The announcement came amid reports that the U.S. is increasingly flexing its muscles to counter Iran's growing regional assertiveness and pour more pressure on Tehran over its controversial nuclear programs, or as your leader would say, nuclear, your fearless leader. And any of you out there who voted for him, we're going to come and beat the crap out of you. Oh, look at this. Gay ex-governor's wife writes, well, listen, nobody cares about we're going to attack Iran and all that other stuff, and the Israelis are going to nuke them and stuff like that. Why should we be worried about that?
By the way, preliminary numbers coming at you right now.
Really? And what do you...
I haven't averaged anything out yet. I just stuck it right in the machine.
What do you mean you haven't averaged them out yet?
Look, he handed me a piece of paper. I stuck it in the machine post-haste.
Oh, I see. Well, I can do that. But the estranged wife of former New Jersey Governor James McGreevey, who in 2004 stunned the nation by announcing he was gay and resigning from office, is writing in a memoir. Dina Matos McGreevy's silent partner is scheduled to be published this spring by Hyperion Books. I've had a lot of requests for interviews and appearances, but I thought it best for my daughter Jacqueline and myself to stay out of the public maelstrom, Diana McGreevy said in a statement released Thursday by Hyperion. But 2 years have passed, and I'm still the subject of much speculation as to the nature of my relationship with my husband. Enough is enough. With her gay husband. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Those numbers are coming very slowly.
6.9, but we don't know what the other people have yet. Cause it's just,
so we had a 6.9. We had damn near a 7 share?
I said 7, so I was wrong.
Ooh, I'm going to tell you something. We ought to be pretty damn proud of that in a book where, first of all, the Spanish language music stations had this gigantic, bogus, they got all the diaries. And number two, the rest of the station was, I don't want to be unkind. James McGreevy's memoir, The Confession, came out last fall. He wrote in the book that he was forced to quit after the man he loved threatened to reveal his homosexuality unless he was paid millions to stay quiet. See, if there's nothing else that I accomplish here between now and 100 years when I finally croak or hang it up, I'm going to teach people out there that you can love someone. I mean, anybody should know that. There are people who love their father.
Sure.
Right?
Some
love
people.
Their brother.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Love their uncle, love their cousins.
Correct.
So why is it so, just because somebody is like me,
there
so
are
the fact
different
that
kinds of love.
That is correct. Very well said. Of course, I've said the same thing, but you just said it in such a way. It was so emotional.
Well, I must have heard somebody else say it before.
So where did you get the 6'9"?
I averaged out hour 4 hours.
Oh, you already did that.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Wait till I read these numbers after the break, man. Everybody get on the edge of your seat and find the hour by hours. We did outstanding. They ought to be sending me a check for like $20 million right now in small bills. WB Faxes says it's been explained to me there's an historical basis for Chinese people to hang on the shoulder and hover over gamblers and casinos. It seems that like in places in Hong Kong and Macau, the native indigenous folks were barred from sitting at the gaming tables. It was a form of racism by the Brits. However, they were allowed to stand behind the seated white gamblers and toss bets on the table. They're also the ones who make the occasional disruptive bet at a table and immediately walk away. Real pains in the ass. It was quite evident over the Bahamas years ago when the cruise ships and air junkets dropped off a contingent of Chinese folks for another gambling they would drive you nuts. P.S. for the poll, how about I'm a faxer, not a caller? Excellent, WB. We like the WB because Tom Swelling is on it. Tom Welling is swelling.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking good these days, by the way. I saw a couple of Smallvilles lately, by accident. I mean, I got away from it. What was the reason I got away from it? I don't know.
You got bored with it.
Is that what it is?
It wasn't very good, and then when we stopped watching it, everybody said, oh, it's gotten really good.
Yeah, I don't think so. And then, of course, when Tom started rubbing Lex Luthor's bald spot a lot.
Brad Pitt God.
The people that brought you The Biggest Loser present the latest celebrity reality sensation, The Biggest Celebrity Loser.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Ray. My career isn't exactly on fire, but I'm an A-lister compared to these celebs.
The Biggest Celebrity Loser isn't just about weight loss, it's about lost fame. And fame that shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Okay, let's meet our contestants. Blue team.
Yo, I'm Kevin Federline, a.k.a. K-Fed, a.k.a. former Mr. Britney Spears.
Hi, I'm Nicole Richie. Love to drink, hate to eat.
I'm Dustin Diamond, Screech on Saved by the Bell, and I'm currently starring in an adult film that no one wants to see.
Alrighty, now the red team.
Hey, I'm Michael Richards. I used to be on Seinfeld. Now I appear in White Sheets.
Hello, I'm Janice Dickinson, the world's first super bitch.
Danny Bonaducci, I'm off my rocker and on steroids.
Let the competition begin.
They're all losers. They're all celebrities. Kind of. But only one will become the biggest celebrity loser.
So what have you done today to make you feel proud?
Oh, yeah. I'm proud. Loud and proud. Out loud. 12:32 at 5:60. Here's some bad news. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused the ceiling at Pompano Park to collapse at 11 o'clock this morning. We're using thermal imaging equipment to see if there's anyone under the rubble, said Sandra King, spokeswoman for the Pompano Beach Fire Department. Late this morning, investigators hadn't found anybody injured, thanks God. Materials fell from the ceiling, King said, but couldn't give any more details. Earlier this month, the Ala Capri Racino at the Pompano Beach track received its state slots license. Racino managers hope to open by the end of March. I'll be there looking for a good machine man. The company has spent more than $150 million on construction of the facility, which will include 4 restaurants and a poker room at Pompano Park. The ceiling's fine, but it's the aftermath of still from Katrina, even all this time later. You think it's possible?
It's possible.
But unlikely. In other words, you think I'm crazy. You think I'm nuts. Anyway, getting back to the rating book. Now look at that.
Mm-hmm.
The big...
rock solid.
Oh! From 5 to 6 in the morning, had a 1.4 share, and from 6 to 7... Now, let's see, what time are Kenny and Bo on? That's right, he's on 5 to 7. From 6 to 7 had a 1-1. Ooh, maybe he's not as
rock solid
as we thought. From 7 to 8, Kenny and the Bo, the morning show, had a 2.9 share. See, and those people, I wonder, what are these numbers that Neil keeps talking about when he talks about these ratings all the time? It's a share of how many people are listening.
At that moment.
That's right. 7 to 8 a.m. they had a 2.9 share. Now, see, wouldn't it be nice if we also had the, since they're so obsessed with across the street people, had those numbers too? But this is all he gave you?
I'm sure they're cooking on. I just went to the bathroom and he's working on getting more stuff, especially that other sheet, which will determine how much money we get. And I have everything crossed, and I have a dance song queued up just in case.
Oh, everybody say a bracha for us, okay? Can I finish reading these numbers without interrupting myself? 7 to 8 a.m., 2.9 for Kenny and Bo. Then they had a 2.5 at 8 o'clock, then a 2.7 at 9. Pretty consistent. Not exciting, but consistent. Pretty. Then we go from a 2.7 on their show at 9 a.m. Our first hour, we have a 6.7. Oh! Holy moly, Rat Man. We stand out above. In fact, this graph, you know, where it shows, it looks like somebody's flipping the bird there. Looks like somebody's flipping a big index right there in the middle of the day. Flipping the bird to the rest of the world. We got a 6, 7 at 10, 11 o'clock a 7.3 share. At 12 o'clock we got a 7. And then at 1 to 2 we got a 6.6. And then, of course, at noon to 2, those last 2 hours up against Rush. I bet you we kicked his ass again. It would be nice to see what the other station did, too. IOD and Waxy. And then at 2 o'clock, we dropped down to a 3-1. Oh, no, you know something? That's good. So, in other words, you figure we have a 6-9?
I averaged out
it's not good, but it's good for us.
Well, that is what we have there, because I averaged out those 4 hours.
But they might round out to a 7, though. You never know. Because it doesn't always come out. The number doesn't come as what you think it's
going to be.
Well,
I used my calculator.
Calculator?
So.
Mad Dog a 3-1 and then a 2-3 at 3 o'clock. Uh-oh, what's going on there, man? I think we dug ourselves a deep hole there, and now he's going to have to dig us out of it. Get that shovel out, Mad Dog. 2-3 at 3 o'clock. Then at 4 o'clock, that big power hour up to a 3-7. The Humper at 5 has got a 4-6. Nice going Humper, man. And then at 6 to 7, it's a 1-4, and that's because mostly in that it's Panther stuff in there, or non-Hank stuff, you know.
Filler.
Is that a good excuse?
Okay, sure.
And nighttime, you don't want to know. Not good. But that is really another feather in our snap.
Crack.
Yeah. That is pretty amazing. So we're still waiting for the rest of it. But at least this is promising. And evidently they got the maximizer and the minimizer and the synthesizer. They got it all in Clarence's equipment there in his piece. And we're working on getting these numbers, which, of course, not the audience probably doesn't care all that much, but it would be really nice to be able to play that thing, which we usually do.
I know. Cue it up.
When the thing isn't as wired as it seems to be now.
We're number 1!
Hey.
Damn it!
With all those wired diaries for Radio Amor, all you young guys listen to Radio Amor my ass. So anyway, Michael Bublé is not a bad-looking guy, and the pictures weren't very good. So let me commend my close personal friend on his excellent taste in male polka.
Guy.
Yeah, not bad. But if he sounds like Sinatra, you know who else sounds like Sinatra or a little bit, the same kind of cornball music? What's the guy from
Harry Connick Jr.?
That's the one. Very good. How'd you know that?
No, because everybody always compares him to Sinatra, and I say, that's not a good thing.
Exactly. For either one of them.
Right.
Well, it's a better thing for Harry because he's still alive. But anyway, Harry Connick Jr., that kind of music just leaves me asleep, you know. But I'll see. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. In fact, I'll check that out while you're checking out anime. Now, do you think I should go out and buy one of those DVDs and check it out?
No. Myself, my daughter, everybody I know, we have lots of anime. I'll try to find something that I think you might.
What do you mean
like.
by that?
You don't
think I can afford a couple of bucks to go out and check that thing out?
He's got an awfully smug look on his face, Clarence, while he's handing me these numbers. Buy yourself something nice. All right, woo!
We're number 1! Damn it!
Holy moly, Ratman! Now there's a party in my pants. I'm going to tell you that.
Oh!
Yeah. Holy moly!
Jig in here.
Told him I was going to dance.
Now I can go to Woodbine tomorrow morning and really have a good time. I can plunge with no pressure, baby. That is sweet. You know, Clarence should have come in here and kissed you right on the ass. He should have kissed you all over your body. This is special, folks, because it means... All right.
Way to come at you.
Yeah. I'm expecting emails from Joe Bell, Bruce Beasley, Joyce. I already got one from Norma. I don't care about your crap, Norma. Just a joke, Norma. Just relax. I care about your crap. Ain't that good? We're number 1.
I am so happy.
Me too, for more reasons than just that. I'm telling you, man, what did I say the other day? My life has turned a corner. It really has. In spite of some people out there trying to, like, destroy it and ruin it and make me miserable. Yeah. And by the way, Brandon, hands off the goods. But, well, no, he's just a wiseacre. He's a good guy, but he's just a little bit of a wise ass, you know? Don't mess with any of my friends. I'll have the chain gang come to your house and chain you to the wall. He'd probably enjoy it, though. So that is a real feather in everybody's clap. You know? But in fact, let's get the clapper out. Let's hear it for the Neil Rogers Show. I think we ought to really, because December, the whole station got really hosed. We got a hose job in December. Oh, there's your buddy Larry.
House when Larry King Live continues.
Larry King Live. How can you tell? It don't look live to me. Okay, let me reach back here and see what it is. Here's the good news. He sent me for all the day parts. Okay, yeah, right. I'll save that for a minute. That's good. Nice work, Clarence. I love you, baby. Now, see, I'm saying that, and he knows it's a pile of crap. I don't have anything personal against Clarence. I mean, he never stole a freight train. It's just that on a professional side, he's got some work to do. He's got a little bit of work to do. Let's see how that poll is coming. Okay, let's get back to the show and not just how much bonus money George and Neil are going to make.
Yeah, right.
Let's get back to the things that are really important, okay?
Let's put on one of them tapes so I can go out and pay some bills.
No, I got a better idea. Since we're so immersed in the numbers here, let's just, kill some time with that. Yeah. Well, he's been on there reading those bedtime stories, and then, of course, all that MySpace stuff, and his psychosis with, it was Jacob, and then it was, and then, of course, that Ethan phony baloney business. That's okay. I got my buddies on there, okay? My life is sweet right now. Instead of just phantom people on there. My life, and, of course, what you did this morning, now I don't have to send you that check. Well, no, now that I'm getting this big bonus check, I can send it to somebody else.
Yeah, there you go.
So we can buy a lot of anime.
Boy.
Oh, brother. What a life, man. What a life. Well, thanks, Clarence, for a hell of a job. So he had a Schmidt-Eaton grin on his face when he came in?
He came in looking all like with his best poker face so that I couldn't read,
Trying to hide it.
And I'm not a good face reader anay, so... And then he said...
Really? I heard Clarence gives good face. Yeah. That's what I heard.
He handed me the numbers and said, go buy yourself something nice.
Well, isn't that sweet?
Number one! Damn it!
Yes, yes!
All right. The Middle Eastern world will be exploded. Saddam had people killed with the gas that we sold him. First-time aggressor nation and the only one that's going. Now more blood will be spilled to get that oil flowing. Forget about Korea and the nukes they're toting. And the right wing is drilling it over and over into our heads that Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction. 3,000 people killed are not forgotten. Let's exploit them instead. Hey, there's oil to be gotten. Going after Saddam to placate Osama. There's no longer mention of the name Bin Laden, but no one seems concerned. All comfy and complacent, believing every word of this cartel administration that controls us by fear through media manipulation. And the right wing is drilling it over and over into our heads that Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction. The loss of civil rights is the price that we're paying. We're all suspects now, Nazi Ashcroft is saying. I have nothing to hide, table talkers all are saying. Blind obedient cattle don't have any reservation. Out unprovoked battle and world annihilation. Old regimes must fall and Halliburton installed with no objection at all. Democrats don't have the balls, and the right wing is drilling it over and over into our brainwashed heads Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction. Only Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction.
Absolutely.
1248, I think you ought to send a little number to Chicken Neck, too, there. Give him a little bit of bonus.
Yes, I think you should.
No, I am going to send you that. You think I should?
Well...
Jesus, Joseph and
Listen,
Mary, ask
I
that
buy
little,
lunch.
I beg your pardon?
When we meet every week, I buy lunch.
Well, good for you. That's a nice act of kindness and generosity.
He deserves much more than that, but
He does.
all I can swing.
He is an unsung hero. I just want him to know how much I appreciate him. I'll tell you that. That's for Boca Brian, right on his bald spot. He is a
pretty big
unappreciated genius. He really is.
Yes, he is.
And in that particular bit, I still say that should be the national anthem, right there. It never got the.
I agree.
But anyway, it's not even close. Look at that.
We're number one, damn it!
I mean, relatively speaking, it's not like by a tenth of a point or something like that, like we sneaked on by. Well, let's look at these numbers in here, and for the radio audience out there that wants to know who's on first and who's doing what.
By the way,
and I know
just
who
got the funniest facts I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to send it to you. No, normally, I don't send along faxes of this nature.
Really?
This one just happened to be funny.
Okay, but you're not going to tell me what it is. Save the suspense
surprise.
for when it comes off the machine, man. Okay.
People send me faxes saying nice things about me, and and I appreciate that, but they go right into the garbage because what are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
But this one happens to be funny.
Is it nice? Nice.
It's very nice, and I got a chuckle. So.
It's not just nice. It's
very nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Anyway, let's see. 5 to 7 in the morning. Nobody's awake at those hours anyway. Hot 105 beats the crowd. That's the hardest working guy in showbiz. What's his name? The lean, mean grilling machine. What's that guy's name? Tom Joyner.
Oh, I was going to say Ron Popeil.
Well, no, and Ron Popeil is not the lean, mean grilling machine.
Foreman.
It's George Foreman. No, it's Tom Joyner, the hardest working flyboy and whatever.
That's the hardest working man in show business.
Is he?
Yeah.
Sounds like a racial thing to me.
Does.
WXDJ is number 2 in the 5 to 7 slot. Radio Amor, who had a totally bogus... Can you imagine the number that we would have had if it wouldn't have been for Radio Amor, which they should only croak? Although I do like Luis Miguel still, even with his fat ass.
I think he lost that weight.
Okay, let's see. Here's it says... from the... Oh, I see. Palm Beach Troublemaker?
Yeah.
Danny says, Neil, but you know I love you, but the fact is you just don't appreciate George. The guy doesn't even realize how talented he is on the air, but you do. Here's a guy who's always there for you, intelligent, well-spoken, trying to raise 2 girls and a wife, cut loose with a couple grand at least, and quit being so heebish. Oh, brother. I could be, and you will attest to this, I could be one of the most generous people on the face of the earth.
Maybe he meant peevish.
Yeah, peevish my ass, okay? I got your peevish over here, you schmuck.
Here come the monthlies.
Okay, just relax. But isn't that a poke in my eye? I am sending him a couple of grand, as a matter of fact. How do you like that?
He must be reading your mind.
Yeah, he's reading my mind. And in fact, read your mind your own business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see. How about Waxy? Wins, W-I-N-Z, which used to be the call letters. Now it's Scare America. I don't know what they do with that hour of the morning. They had a very weak 1.9 early in the morning. But I don't even see us on there. Oh, Waxy, a 1.5. Where the hell's QAM?
What day part you at in the morning?
5 to 7 in the morning. Do we even... Are we on the air?
25.
Oh, Waxy's got a 1.5 and we got a 1.2. So there you go, Joel. There's a feather in your cap, you jackass. You beat us 5 to 7 in the morning. Whoopee-doo. Woo! And then Radio Amor from 7 to 10 in the morning is number 1 again. Totally bogus.
Mm-hmm.
This will never happen again. Probably all their employees got the diaries. Big has got a 7 in the morning. Nice going there, Paul and old Ronnie, with your stolen material. And by the way, it's getting cloudy here in Chile. WXDJ, 6.4. Let's see. In fact, they're tied for number 1, Radio Amor, and Big in the morning, 7.1 share. Radio Ritmo. Waxy has got a 2.8. QAM a 2.7. So it's nose to nose, nip and tuck as Kenny and Bo, Kenny Toast. In fact, that's going to be our poll question, is Kenny Toast. He seems like a really good guy, you know?
Yes, he does.
I never met him.
I see him in the bathroom now and again.
That's the thing. You met him in the bat room?
Well, that's where we see each other, you know.
Yeah, and?
And he's very polite. Yeah, he doesn't
Well, what do you mean very polite? Well, what is that, polite? Polite's not fun, you know.
He says hi, I say hi, and, we don't shake hands because we're usually both busy and have our hands full.
Oh, I got a great line for that, but I'm not going to get Joyce myself.
Just walk away.
Yeah. 2.8 to a 2.7. They edged this out there in the morning. The Joe Rose and Kenny and Bo battle. It's neck and neck. It's nip and tuck. Nose to nose. Nip and suds. And then, let's see, anybody else we care about in the morning? How about my buddy Ricky Ticky Shaw, Min 2554? That's not really their demo. But let's take a look at it. Where the hell are they? WMXJ is 22nd with a 1-7. Not too thrilling there. I think Ricky is making a good choice. Just kidding, Rick. You know, he responded. He's on our MySpace page, and he sent me a message once, and I responded something about him like an old fart, you know, just a joke. And that was the end of that. And again, it's not personal. I'm sure he still listens. But it was just like we discussed last week. There are people you hear from once, or maybe once or twice, and then that's it. And then maybe like many months later, maybe you'll hear from them again, or maybe not, you know. I don't know how to look at that.
That's the way people are.
What is this? Look at that. 5 to 7 a.m. Oh, December. We'd have had a good book on the station if it wouldn't have been for December. We got hosed, man. We got hosed. The QM people did not get any diaries in December. Wow. Anyway, midday. Here's the important stuff for bonus money. WQM number 1 with a 6.9. You see something sexual in there? We got a 69 with a point right there in the middle. I can't tell you what the middle is.
Correct.
That is correct. And Radio Amor had a 6.6. So we beat him by 0.3 of a point, which isn't like, you know, it's not like nip and suds and nip and tuck.
Good enough.
Good enough for us. Good enough for us to get. I'm still waiting my big email from Joe Bell saying, congratulations, Neil, you did it again, in spite of the fact that we got your hands tied together and we hate George like poison.
Right.
CMQ, no speaking English, 5.8. Radio Ritmo, 4.6. The interesting thing in the top 5 stations at midday, we're the only English-speaking station on there, and of course the only AM. The next AM is IOD with a 3.3. We more than doubled IOD, which includes Rush. How do you like that? We kicked his right-wing fat pill-popping ass. How do you like that? And then after that, the next AM, Waxy with a 2.1. We got a 6.9, they got a 2.1. Tear your kishkis out, Joel, and I bet you Sid Rosencrantz-Bergstein is going to be on the way back to New York in the middle of the night over the weekend. Scare America, INZ's got a 2.0 there, which isn't much of a number, but for them it's a move, you know. Radio Romancia. Oh, that's right, I keep getting the two confused. There's AMR and MRMA. Radio Romancia and Radio Amor. Amor, the more I hear it, the more... How's Chris Montez doing? The more I see it, the more I like it.
Coming right up.
That is correct. The more I see it, the more I like it. And, of course, that's my life. Chris Montez. Hey, Chris. You fair. Well, what a little screamer he was. I think he was a Mexicano, man. Mexicano. What? Americano.
What's a name like that?
In The Talented Mr. Ripley? What?
I would have guessed Irish.
No, listen to me. Remember that scene in The Talented Mr. Ripley?
Yes.
The more I see.
Oh, did I lead you right to the precipice of greatness? Okay, that's enough. Chris Montez, he was ugly anyway. And by the way, Mobley, what's the guy? Michael Bublé?
I forgot already.
He don't look too bad. Mom's Mabley, he don't look too bad. In fact, my friend, the two of them look a little bit together, so that's probably why he thinks Michael Bublé ain't too bad looking, because he looks a little like him. Not bad. Not bad. Not what you would call, like, smoking like that, but pretty good. But anyway, 5 to 7 in the morning, this is very ugly. The monthlies, we had a 0.3 in December, 0.3. In the morning, a 1.3. Oh, God. We had a 6.6, which isn't up to our 9.2 we had in December, but compared to a 1.3 and a 0.3, and the afternoon had a 1.3, or 2 to 4, that is. That's the mad doggy all by himself. And then a 1.2. Oh, good God. Can these numbers be for real in December? And from, what is this, 4 to 7, a 0.8. You know something? We're going to demand a raise right now. I want $80 million right now, cash, small bills. And I'll share with you. I'll give you like...
About 30, man.
Cent.
Well, thank you.
No, don't you think that this is a real feather in our ass? I would say so.
I'm looking at that December now because I just pulled it back off the fax machine.
Take a look at those numbers, man. The station was almost invisible, and still we had a 6.6, baby, in December, in spite of all of that. Well, you know, Neil was going through all of that MySpace, and nobody wants to hear that, and those bedtime stories. Right, man. They should be flying up here right now and kiss me all over both cheeks. All 4 cheeks.
It's Scott Burrell. And when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool, I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hour. I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hour.
It's been brought to my attention that your ratings are dying. Well, that ought to show you what a big asset I was to you, and how.
Rectum.
You thought you could find somebody good enough to fill my baggy pants? It ain't easy. There ain't no chance I'll ever be coming back. Outside of considering a lucrative contract. If you want to know what'll save you from shutting that transmitter down, why, that's easy. Sure.
All you need is more. All you need is more. All you need is a show.
Use your old time slot and only got you today. Despite that, my ratings have bottomed out in the tank. Which radio has a revolving door for the gayest of all whores and squeaky?
All you need is more.
Now see here.
All you need is more. All you need is a show.
By the way, something.
Yes?
Jack told me to give you this.
What?
This here. What are you going to do, fire me, huh?
Like old times.
Got to admit, one of my very favorites. I just can't play enough of that. Might play it the whole hour. Did I mention?
We're number one, damn it!
I don't know what you're laughing about. I'm shocked. I usually can pretty well figure those things out, but you were more optimistic.
Weekend.
I don't think you were optimistic. I think it was wishful thinking.
You know it was. I willed it.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I think
George
George sacrificed a chicken for it. He nailed one on the door.
And a goat.
And a billy goat. 1,211 votes on the poll. We're not doing too bad. What's the main reason you've never called Neil? I have called, 317. Pretty consistent. 26% of the audience have called us. How do you like that? I mean, of course, that doesn't mean it may be once, like that.
Recently, the show's been on a long time.
Been on a damn long time. Not long enough, though. I'm going to tell you this. What did I tell you about this day? In fact, I think I said it Wednesday. It was like turning the corner of my life. I have no material, 291. Yeah, we've noticed. And for the 317, yeah, well, a lot of those could say the same. They have no material, but they still call. That's okay. We don't expect much material. We just don't want a couple of lunatics on there. There are lunatics in my life. There's one on the MySpace who's obviously, doing everything he can to try to screw it all, without much success, by the way. And then we got a couple on the phone. But other than that, I still persevere. Like I told you, I'm a survivor. Remember the Monkees, I'm a Survivor?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the Monkees?
I don't think so.
I'm a survivor. Well, what's the song I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Anyway, I think that was the song. You don't have any Monkees in there?
Well, I don't have any of that Survivor.
Oh, I have no material, 291. I don't call anybody, 218. Probably hermits, 218. Too busy to wait, 175. I'm afraid to get ripped, 74. The old man will rip my ass. Well, you'd enjoy it. Most of you are into S&M anyway. I'm a listener, not a caller, 47. You see, we just added that, and it's moving up nicely. I hate this poll. Only 38, 2.9%. I don't have a phone, 21. Well, George, now with that big bonus money, is going to come right to your home.
Right.
And buy you a phone.
And call you.
Don't want my voice recognized, 18. Can't call from work, 9. I'm shy. I'm radio shy, 5. Shy guy. Don't want to, And I'm a faxer, not a caller, 2.
You weren't thinking of I'm a believer, were you?
What did I say? I'm a
survivor.
Survivor? I'm a believer. Yeah, I'm a believer is what I was thinking. But I'm old and senile, and my memory ain't so good no more. Well, I can still talk them up with the best, you Ricky Ticky. How do you like that? Now, was that on Laurie Records? What was the label for the Monkees?
Kind of information.
I do. I think Laurie Records. Dion at one time was also on Laurie Records. Maybe Dion and the Belmonts. Well, let me get the thing out here and take a look, okay? The Monkees. I will admit it. I like the Monkees.
Me too.
Well, how do you like that? What about you, Chris? He wouldn't know the Monkees from...
I remember watching their show and everything.
Did you? So you like the Monkees?
Like reruns or whatever it was.
The Monkees are just fine. Let's see. Monkees were on Coal Gems. Well, I'm not even close. I thought they were on what label did I say? Laurie?
Yes.
Last train to Clarksville, I bet.
Yes.
Hop on it. Hop aboard, as Eddie Chris Moore would say. I tell you my favorite Monkey song, and maybe you got it there, is A Daydream Believer. Boy, I love that song. When he says, cheer up, sleepy queen,
And then Man Murray went and ruined it.
That's it. Just because he's short, and George can relate to it, he's short.
That's right.
And he never bathes either. Davy Jones, he always looked like he was unclean, like he hadn't taken a bath in about 2 years.
What a midget.
He was just a midget, Davy Jones. Yeah. And then he wound up like in some flop house in England there. He like penniless and everything. That's what happens. Don't wish you were a big celebrity with a lot of money. See, everybody will say, oh, well, if I made all that money, I know I'd have enjoyed it and would have saved. Yeah, right.
Cold gems?
Yeah.
Boca says cold gems. Cold gems.
I just looked it up. I just got through saying that.
He's got the delay going.
Anyway, Ephraim in Baton Rouge says, remember Ephraim?
Ephraim?
If you don't like him, F him.
Yes, I do.
Happy New Year, sir. I haven't spoken with you since November, but I've been listening faithfully. Anyway, I think you've gained a few more listeners in the Baton Rouge area today. The Secretary, Deputy General, and General Counsel of the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality were all in my office when you said Fidel Castro is the new head coach of the Dolphins. They simultaneously broke out in loud-ass laughter and couldn't stop. Well, that's me. I'm a panic, Ephraim. I'm a real panic. Just ask me. I'm a funny-ass old guy. They asked who you were, and I showered them. I showed them. I showered them, and then we dried off, and I sure hope you used a little body wash, Ephraim. Show them your website. I told them you've been saying great one-liners like that for about 30 years. They said they'd definitely be sure to catch your show whenever they're in their orifices. How do you like that? Thank you, Ephraim. You can be our publicity man in Baton Rouge. Le Baron Rouge, driven by... Gee, I wish I could remember the Frenchman that drove that horse. That was a great horse. Le Baron Rouge. I wonder if my buddy Dick Feinberg is listening. Hope everything's good with you, Dick, and the roof didn't fall in on your head. See, that's one good reason that he isn't there. That's not a good story. That's unpleasant. We got any follow-up, any update on that? I guess I better check for the Dolphin head coach story and also for the Pompano Park story. Still did not get no email from Joe Bell saying congratulations on being number one. He's probably out to lunch. It wouldn't be the first time. I'm sure he's very proud. Snowflakes hit South Florida for the first time in 30 years. 30 years ago today.
About 30, man.
I don't think we're getting snow today. You would have said it. Flakes hit South Florida for the first time 30 years ago on this date. January 19th, 1977, it snowed in South Florida, the only time in recorded history it's done so. Light flurries swirled over palms, swimming pools, and golf courses from about 6 to 9 a.m. of that Wednesday morning. 30 years ago, it snowed. Are you impressed? Oh, here's a section of ceiling. Okay, I better read this. A 200 by 50-foot section. Well, that's big. A 200-foot by 50-foot section of ceiling and drywall collapsed at Pompano Friday morning. At a casino under construction. It wasn't inside the track. It was at the casino part. No one was hurt it was an accident, but nobody got hurt. When the ceiling fell about 10:45 this morning, said Sandra King, spokeswoman for Pompano Beach Fire Rescue. Structural and electrical engineers, along with OSHA, temporarily shut down all construction until the building is deemed safe. Casino officials say they expect the construction timetable on the $150 million building to remain unchanged. The building is set up to open in March with several restaurants, 1,500 slots to complement the harness racetrack on the property at Pompano Park. Well, nobody got hurt. So it's a little bit scary, but it's an accident and nobody got hurt. So what the hell do we do now, I think, now that we're
number one, damn it!
Boy, you talk about euphoria.
We go home, we start celebrating.
To me, and I know it sounds so tacky to go, start patting yourself on the back. But when you look at the monthlies in December, when there's a 0.3 at 5 to 7, a 1.3 in the morning, a 1.3, and again, that's not a knock on the guys, it's just a knock on the way the diaries.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 6.6 in there, and then the afternoon's a 1.3. In fact, our number in the December is higher than all the other day parts put together.
Mm-hmm.
You believe me?
Of course.
I'm smelling you now, man. Higher than all the rest of the station.
I can add single
digits. And, of course, you're remiss because you're a hard ass, but we should be thanking our loyal audience for coming through for us.
I do, and I also thank the programmers of the other radio stations for continuing to put swill on the air.
That is correct. So that even if we sit here and just go like that for 4 hours, we still get at least an automatic 5 with that. See, we got 5 already. About a 6 now. Yeah. 6.5.
We're breaking records.
Yeah, we're breaking wind and breaking records here at QM on the Neil Rogers Show. And, of course, this is with no promotion, with a hard-ass bitch over there in Fort Myers, that Joyce, Naples, wherever the hell she's hanging it out, doing everything she can to deep sex us. And, of course, with a company that wants you to make magic in that room there with equipment that even Methuselah would be embarrassed. Marconi would laugh his ass off. I do like that Marconi and cheese, though. And I'm not going to eat that because I'm going to continue. Remember what I said yesterday? Now, I forgot to get on the scale this morning, but after I had those a couple of episodes, I'm sure I'm right back down there about 187 or 8. And by the time I make my next visit down there, I'm going to weigh about 170 pounds. And I may have to actually, send you a picture or stop by and, have you see me or something like that.
Well, you got that camera. I know you have, so. Not the one I gave you. You got another one, so.
I have a new digital one. Never used it yet.
Start snapping.
I'm snapping right now. I'm snapping it. And won't that be something? I'll be like born again. I think I am born again. And all these people that poo-pooed it and gave me crap, including, I don't want to mention any names, but certain people. Oh, you can't make any friends on that MySpace online. And I felt the same way. I was so, as you'll recall, depressed and suicidal at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out I got a couple of great friends on there. Great. In the Sunshine State. And even you like, I don't think you've ever confabulated with Brandon, have you?
No.
No. You like him, too. He's a pervert and a goofball. You like him. He's
Good.
funny. Our kind of guy. Yeah, pervert and a goofball. That's where it's at.
I want to know no other kind of people.
That is absolutely correct. 1,231 votes on the poll. I don't think we're going to make it to 1,300. If we did that, and on top of being number one, I think that would be almost more than anybody could deal with.
Hi there, you bastard.
I was attacked by the monkey man. He went and maimed my friend Punjab. Oh no, I don't feel safe in India. Oh, I'd rather be in New York and drive a cab. Thank you, my friend. Oh, thank you, my friend.
Oh, I'm a monkey, you're a monkey, she's a monkey, he's a monkey, we're all monkeys now. I'm a monkey, you're a monkey, she's a monkey, he's a monkey, we're all monkeys now. Swinging tree to tree, we scream and squawk and shout. No responsibilities, that's what we're all about. I'm a monkey, you're a monkey, she's a monkey, he's a monkey, we're all monkeys now.
We don't do anything we're told because we don't know how.
Don't brush our teeth, don't comb our hair, we don't even wear clothes. We love to make you queasy with our private parts exposed. I'm a monkey, you're a monkey, she's a monkey, he's a monkey, we're all monkeys now.
We're not well-mannered, well-behaved, we just love to drop trowel.
We'll do some tricks, we'll make you laugh until we are fed. Then we'll lay down, scratch our butts, and watch you all turn red.
Oh, I'm a monkey, you're a monkey, she's a monkey, he's a monkey, we're all monkeys now.
We wouldn't want to be a dog, a cat, a horse, or cow. We're smelly and we like it, and we've heard the things you said. So don't come within 10 feet of us, or we'll whiz on your head.
Oh, I'm a monkey, you're a monkey, she's a monkey, he's a monkey, we're all monkeys now. I'm a monkey, you're a monkey, she's a monkey, he's a monkey, we're all monkeys now. Swinging tree to tree, we scream and squawk and shout. No responsibilities, that's what we're all about.
Yeah, it's just a radio show, Norma, you're right, just a radio show, but like I said, and I was right, I knew it, we have a crazy person out there, like that, and I was correct. I knew who it was, and I was correct. Mm-hmm. You want to know why? Because there is nobody else out there as crazy as that. Thank the Lord. Thank goodness for that. One is enough. General George Casey, the top American commander in Iraq, said today that some of the extra troops that President Bush ordered to Baghdad could be leaving by late summer if conditions allow. I think it's probably going to be the summer, late summer, before you get to the point where people in Baghdad feel safe in their neighborhoods. Casey told reporters at a news conference with visiting Defense Secretary Bobby Gates. Asked how long the 21,500 extra U.S. troops are likely to be kept in Iraq, Casey replied, I believe the projections are late summer. Gates' visit here, his second since replacing Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld last month, was not announced in advance. It comes as the Bush administration begins a new phase in the war, including a troop buildup that has encountered widespread opposition in Congress, a reshuffling of Mideast commanders and diplomats, and intensified military pressure on Iran. Gates immediately went into talks with U.S. commanders and their allied counterparts amid the burgeoning war policy debate in the USA. The first group of extra troops, a brigade of the 82nd Airborne, has just arrived in Baghdad, and Gates said it was too early to predict how Bush's plan for quelling the sectarian violence in the capital will work. 4 other brigades are to be sent to Iraq between now and May, assuming the Iraqis follow through on their commitment to bring 3 additional Iraqi army brigades into Baghdad and to allow raids against all illegal militias. Asked how the Iraqi government was doing to meet its commitments, Casey said, so far, so good. Comme si, comme ça. Menza, menza. Casey stressed that it was too early to say with confidence how long the U.S. military will have to maintain a higher troop level in Baghdad and western Anbar province, but he sounded an optimistic note. You're going to see some progress gradually over the next 60 to 90 days. Right, sure we are. It's going to be great. They're going to be tulips and daffodils growing on every street corner, and people are going to be like pansies and everything else, and people are going to be laughing and slapping each other on the ass and high-fiving and low-fiving and tipping their burkas at each other. It's going to be great. Right?
Right.
Not. Swillery. Boy, do I really want to read a story about Swillery, or do I want to take some calls?
I don't know.
'Cause there's a lot of calls on the board saying, hey, congratulations, you guys, on being number one, or something like that. You think?
Yeah, that's what they're going to say.
I doubt it, no. WQAM, hello. See, that's what they're going to say. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, I just want to congratulate you and Curious George on your biggest rating. Because
Well,
I'm a
thank you
big
so much.
gorilla. Greasy and smelly and stinky and heady.
What was that?
I have no idea.
Neither did he. But it was, and then what did I tell you? And the delay certainly had the, hadn't, you know, he didn't hear me say that. So what do you think about that? Oh, now this Norma is buzzing my, hey Norma, just relax, okay? I'm doing a radio show here, okay? Just relax today, calm down, all this other crap. You're just out of control, okay? Consider the source. Consider what you're dealing with. Put the lotion in the motion, that's all I can tell you. Crazy people. Like that. And that's the reason, and all the MySpace members, by the way, who are very frustrated over the fact that I can't respond to them and can't send any outgoing because we're on probation, because allegedly we're spamming and yada, yada, yada. All set up by a crazy person out there. It's a radio show. And by the way, if you're writing messages back to somebody who claims to be over the legal age, unless you're really out of control and they're going to come and burn somebody's house down or something like that, what's the big simus anyway? And the one thing about me, I always write on there, no matter what they look like, no matter how hot they pretend to be or whatever, I always say, well, you know, I don't troll here for looking for sex, and I don't. Is the damn truth. Because I'd have to be a crazy person to do that. And like I said, there are some crazy people out there, and one in particular has got very serious problems. Needs to get some assistance. 1,243 votes on the poll, not too bad. And the phones are smoking today. What did I tell you about turning the corner? Didn't I tell you? I said, get in that rental car, go out there and drive all the way down Young Street, all the way to the lake, and take a leap. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I was in Norma Kent's room there.
Norma Kent drone. Okay. WQAM, hello. QAM. Yes.
Hey, during the 80s, there was a lot of snow in this town. Just had
Yeah, like at the Omni, there was a lot of suitcases full of snow. Yeah, go ask your ex-governor, fat-ass governor's daughter about that, about the snow. Like I said, I have no material on the poll. That should be number one. It should be far and away number one.
Yeah, if they were honest.
If they were being honest. Well, keep in mind, a lot of the people who have called thought they had material, like this guy. He thought he was very, very funny and very, very clever. Very funny. A real panic. WQAM, hello. Uh-oh, and that thing, the box just came on again. Associate producer.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I sure hope that's not on your end, because it usually is.
No.
WQAM, hello.
Showing up here.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy Friday.
And back to you.
I missed the announcement, so congratulations on the ratings.
Thank you.
What is your address on MySpace, by the way?
MySpace.com/Neil God.
Oh, Neil God, okay. So I went by Neil Rogers, didn't find anything. I'm on there a little bit, but I would be proud to have you as a friend.
Well, I'd be equally proud.
I assume you caught the Toronto-Florida game last night?
Yes, I did, and it seems to me the final score was the Leafs 3 and the Panthers 2. I could be wrong about that, but I do believe that was the score.
That's what it was when I left. Was it just me, or was those a couple of greasy goals in the first period?
Let me say it again. There sure as hell wasn't anybody there. And on Tuesday when they played Carolina, nothing could be finer than to blow a game to Carolina and have nobody watching it. It's just amazing to me.
Yeah, I hear you. Lots of people disguised as empty green seats last night.
That is absolutely correct, sir. Well, listen, have a wonderful weekend and a great life.
Back at you.
Thank you. See, what did I tell you, huh? Turn the corner, baby. Turn the corner.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastards.
How may I be helping you today? Hey. Would you please be having a blue Slurpee? We are having a sale on cameras. We have heard about many flavors. I'm afraid that is not decent. R-A-G-G-A-G-A-D-A. Okay, I'll tell you everything. My skin may be brown, but inside I'm pink. Yes, it's true, it put our women in bags. It is only because they smell so bad. You can blame a group reactions of a group, but we don't all drink our wee-wee. It smell like our poop. Let's go start making fun of me. Let's shave off my beard, make my face clean. Raghead. If you excuse me now, I'm ready to sing. R-A-G-G-A-K-E-D. Raghead. La 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 la.
31 at 560 WQAM. Did I mention, by the way?
We're number one, damn it!
I forgot to mention that, I guess.
Well, good.
Still don't have any emails to congratulate us from Joe Bell or Maddie Bell or Alexander Graham or anybody else. I don't get it.
Maybe they're having a meeting trying to figure out why,
the rest of the station was in the toilet?
If we could just bring more people to sports.
Yeah, if we could just have more sports stations, man. Everybody in the world want to hear all sports all day. QM is giving away 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41. By the way, go Patriots on Sunday, man. I'm very nervous. I was very nervous about the San Diego game, and they pulled that really out of their
rectum.
But who knows? They, when push comes to shove, Peyton Manning, you can hear those choking, gagging sounds. Am I right, Chris? In the big game?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't tell me you're rooting for the Colts.
Yes.
WQM is giving away 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41 for your chance to win. Nothing in the envelope for you, by the way. Log on to WQM.com and become a member of the QM fan club. Remember Godfather 3 and he's handed out the envelopes with all the money, Michael?
Uh-huh.
And there's Joey Zaza. Nothing for you.
All for me.
Log on to WQM.com and become a member of the QM fan club. Then listen for your name to be announced during the Power Hour to win a Coors Light Super Bowl prize pack and be automatically qualified as one of 41 finalists for the big grand prize drawing. 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41 from Coors Light and 560 WQAM.
Let's go, Pats.
Yeah, well, listen, there still ain't going to be nothing in the envelope. Too late now. And there wasn't going to be anyway. There wasn't going to be anyway. You're just too... I'm not that easy, I'm just not that quick with the response. 1,256 votes on the poll. I'm a faxer, not a caller. Has got 5 already, and I'm shy 6. There are shy people out there. They're a little nervous about talking to famous people like me on the phone. Or even off the phone sometime.
That's right. Or even on the fax machine.
Talking to me on the fax machine.
Or even via email.
The U.S. should cap the number of troops in Iraq while increasing American forces in Afghanistan, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton said. Oh, I look at her and I get really scared. She scares the crap out of me. Clinton, the expected frontrunner for the 2008 Democratic presidential nomination, was quick to seize the spotlight the day after Illinois Senator Barack Obama took a major step toward entering the race. Appearing on network television and radio shows to discuss her recent trip to Iraq, the New York senator said she opposes President Bush's plan to increase U.S. troops in Iraq and favors redeploying troops out of Baghdad and eventually Iraq. She said she also favors conditioning economic aid to the Iraqi government's progress in meeting certain political goals. She is so wishy-washy and yada yada. She just makes me sick. I just can't stand that bitch. And let me say it again. Didn't I tell you, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that whole Ethan business and that business of blocking our MySpace, all this stuff, there was only one person insane enough to be potchking with stuff like that. Find a life, okay? Nobody on this show is trolling for sex, trolling for anything on MySpace. It's a social thing. If I make friends on there, that's my business. Go find a life, please. Do everybody in the universe a favor. Find a life. Get some help. Spend a few years in the rubber room, okay, until I croak, and then you can come out again. Jesus, God. Amazing. Always comes back to the same crap.
Sure.
And the minute that I, let him know that I was onto that crap and sent that last email about, nice try, you effing lunatic, whatever it was, all of a sudden, profile canceled and all this other crap going on. Get a life. That's my suggestion, Mr. Unmentionable Man. Get a life.
I have no life.
Well, we know that. I'm trolling. This is somebody who puts this thing on there, another photo, so you know it was same crap. You know that.
Yeah.
What did I tell you about that, too? And now when you go to that trackspace.net, that picture all over there, like from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, on there a million times, which means that this person he's on our MySpace page like stink on Joyce, man. He's all over it. Like stink on elephant dung. But, hey, it keeps him off the street, I guess. The North Carolina Republican who coined the term freedom fries will lead a press conference on a bill to put the brakes on any U.S. military strike against Iran. Representative Walter Jones, Republican of North Carolina, has proposed legislation requiring the president to consult and receive authorization from Congress before initiating a military attack on Iran. In fact, they've done it already this morning. It was 11:30 this morning. They had the press conference, along with co-sponsors Ron Paul of Texas, Neil Abercrombie of Hawaii. You know something? I don't think I ever saw that before in my life. Democrat of HI. And I thought, what is that? Hawaii. Hi. Richard Neal of Maine. And what is MA? Is that, no, ME is Maine, of Massachusetts. Wayne Gilchrist of Maryland and Marty Mead of Massachusetts. Jones became prominent in 2003 when he pushed Congress to require that cafeterias in the House of Representatives office buildings change the name of French fries to Freedom Fries. In other words, another one of those. In the time since this act, though, Jones has become a critic of the Iraq War. This change of heart appears to inform Jones' current policy. One of the many lessons from our involvement in Iraq is that Congress needs to ask the right questions prior to exercising its constitutional authority to approve the use of military force, Jones said in a January 12th statement sent to Ross Story. The North Carolina Republican added that the possibility that some U.S. officials are contemplating military action against Iran required the legislative branch to make it crystal clear that no previous resolution passed by Congress authorizes such use of force. Representative Ron Paul, the Texas Republican who once ran for president as a libertarian, explained to Ross Story via a spokesman that he is opposed to any escalation of the Middle East conflict with Iran in whatever form that may take. He warned in his weekly Texas Straight Talk column that the administration intends to move the U.S. closer to a dangerous and ill-advised conflict with Iran. He specifically feared that a contrived Gulf of Tonkin-type incident may occur to gain popular support for an attack on Iran, referring to the engagement between the U.S. and Vietnam that was used by President LBJ to justify an escalation of America's military intervention in Vietnam. Gulf of Tonkin, my ass. You know, everybody ought to really watch that video, Why We Fight, that Eisenhower thing.
Yes, they should.
They should. Why We Fight.
It's tripping around on the cable.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Well, you can watch it for free, all you cheap bastards out there, all you schleppers that can't afford to rent it or buy it or steal it. Why We Fight. And we'll tell you all, war is a big business. That's what it's all about. The world is a business and war is a big business. And all these neocons, all these big money grabbers, all these butchers who don't have any conscience at all, don't give any crap about all these dead people. That's what it's all about. 1264. Let's see, we got 22 minutes for 36 votes. It's a possibility we could get to 13. What do you think, on a Friday? Friday is always a little bit
it's
tough.
Rough.
As you know.
Yeah, people are screwing off and taking off.
Taking off early, going away for a long weekend.
What a great idea.
And I should have mentioned...
We're number one, damn it!
Yeah, again. Which will probably cause great consternation also for certain lunatics out there. Too bad. Too bad. The audience likes the show. It's a radio show, okay? And there is nobody else out there that I can see crazy enough to believe that I'm trolling for anything online. And if I were, it's my business anyway. We don't have any minors on there. But like I said, I start every communication with people, whether they're real or imaginary, letting them know exactly what I'm looking for and what I'm not looking for. Trolling online. I do like that bit, though.
That's a great bit.
I always wonder about people who are, you can hear the skeletons rattling around in their closet while they're going, screaming about everybody else.
Right.
Crazy people. Crazy people. Remember that song? Tiny Bubbles.
Right.
Don Ho is still alive, isn't he?
He is?
Or did he die? Did he croak, Don Ho? Google it. It'll give you something to do while you're counting your bonus money. What a great day, huh? What a magnificent, fantastic day.
Yeah.
In spite of Joyce Fitch, in spite of Joe Smokey Bell, and in spite of any Ojean provocateur out there in Radioland who's continuing to play hanky-spanky with this show in my life. I have one thing to say to you, okay? That's my comment.
Friday, you bastard.
Absolutely.
Looking for love in the deceptive way, with somebody's picture stolen from MySpace. Blowing words out of my ass on a fake profile. Trolling online. Trolling online. I could be good looking or a fat hairy ape, bi or gay or maybe just straight. Look at all my gullible friends that I've got so far. Trolling online. Trolling online. All the time, everybody lies online. You're gonna find the mainly guys who have no life. Trolling online. I'm giving hope to the desperate and lonely, even though I may be incredibly homely. You'll never know it's my reason for nothing but lies. Trolling online. Trolling online. I don't mind. You steer your boat with false fake lies. The internet's a waste of time for what you expect.
146 at 560. And let me also make one other comment, too, before the weekend comes.
Okay.
Because when spastic people, when people are unglued, like that. So if anybody out there in the audience, and that includes anybody, gets any bizarre, psychotic messages alleging to be from me on the MySpace, it's not from me, okay? Because first of all, I can't send any anyhow.
Right.
I can't send any on there anyhow. I'm just suggesting that because I know that when certain individuals become like really like that, then God only knows. And of course that's only knows, believe me.
If 6 different people are Josh Cordes, just wait.
Yeah, that's right. 80 different people can be. But whatever. Air Force Colonel reports lights not of this world. This story just really cracks me up. Snaps images above Arkansas. I have no idea what they were, he said. Don't these kind of stories really get you?
They're interesting. I just can't, wait for the real one. But
makes you wonder when what's his name's coming back on here? Art Bell. Speaking of, there's Art Bell and Joe Bell, and
Maddie
Southern Bell and Maddie Bell. In the wake of reports of unidentified flying objects over Chicago's O'Hare Airport, a retired Air Force pilot is his own mystery with a rash of bright, colorful lights he photographed hovering in skies over western Arkansas last week. I believe these lights were not of this world, and I feel the duty and responsibility to come forward, Colonel Brian Fields told WorldNet Daily, which is a lunatic publication. I have no idea what they were. Fields, 61, was cooking chicken at his Van Buren, Arkansas home January 9th. He was cooking chicken, as if that makes a difference, when just before 7 p.m. he observed 2 intensely bright lights as he looked to the southeast close to the horizon while he was cooking chicken. At first I thought they were landing lights from an aircraft, he said. As I continued to observe them, they began to slowly disappear. Then suddenly 1 reappeared, followed by 2, then 3. On at least one occasion, 4 or 5 appeared. Each time, they would slowly fade and eventually disappear. This occurred several times, and when they would reappear, they might do so in differing numbers and in different positions, sometimes in a triangular shape, sometimes stacked on top of each other, sometimes lying abreast. Oh, it didn't abreast. He said abreast.
Love that.
When the objects appeared, they might stay. Well, he was eating chicken. Maybe it was just chicken breast. When the objects appeared, they might stay illuminated 10 or more minutes. Fields' wife thought the lights may have been ground-based, but Fields says he's certain they were airborne. The retired colonel spent close to 32 years in the military flying F-16s as a member of the 188th Fighter Wing of the Arkansas Air National Guard. I'm certain it was not an aircraft from Earth, said Fields. I wonder if he's kin to Toady Fields or Peppy Fields, who also ruled out the possibility of flares, saying they didn't descend like flares typically do. It's not anything I ever had any experience with. They were some kind of energy or something, he said. Fields grabbed his Canon digital camera with 6-megapixel resolution to document what he and his wife were seeing and snapped numerous images of the mysterious lights which appeared white, yellow, and orange. White, yellow, and orange. How do you like that? And by the way, I mentioned...
We're number 1! Damn it!
He says the phenomenon lasted an hour and 15 minutes, and local news agencies had not published or broadcast any reports of what the couple be seeing. WND surveyed local police and sheriff's agencies as well as Fort Chaffee, a decommissioned Army base in the region, and nobody reported anything out of the ordinary. I just can't imagine other people didn't see it, Fields said, noting they appeared at times like a yo-yo 5 to 10 degrees above the horizon. Earlier this month, the Chicago Tribune reported that workers for United Airlines said they saw a flying saucer-like object hovering low over O'Hare International Airport. That was named, of course, after Francis O'Hare. Flying low over O'Hare International for several minutes before bolting through thick clouds with such intense energy that it left an eerie hole in the overcast skies.
Ooh, that's my least favorite kind.
An eerie hole. The November 7th sighting took place just before sunset around 4:30 p.m. According to Tribune columnist John Hilkovich, all the witnesses said the object was dark gray and well-defined in the overcast skies. They said the craft, estimated by different accounts to be 6 to 24 feet in diameter, did not display any lights. Some said it looked like a floating frisbee, a rotating frisbee. Others said it did not appear to be spinning at all, like a dreidel. Even the Goyim couldn't believe it. And all agreed the object made no noise and was in a fixed position in the sky, just below the 1,900-foot cloud deck until shooting off into the cloud. There it goes! There it goes! Get it! Ah, you missed it, you fairy! Right. When interviewed on National Public Radio about the story, Hilkovich indicated the event was anything but a hoax. That's what impressed me about this. He said, all aviation professionals, very credible sources, they're all very serious people, Hilkovich said. They're not saying what they saw was, a spaceship from another planet, but it was unidentified. It was in restricted airspace, and they were concerned from a safety standpoint. That if it was something man-made, they need to get it out of there because they were having busy flight operations in early evening hours, yada yada. Back in Arkansas, Colonel Fields, who says he's a Christian who has not been a believer in alien life forms on other planets, speculated what he saw could possibly be related to ancient texts from the Bible. Oh, here we go. He's a Christian.
Yeah.
Speaking of like that. One of them is Luke 21:11, where Jesus discusses signs of the end times, stating, "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall be there from heaven." Another is even more ancient, going back to the time of Noah's flood. The sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, of which are old men of renown. And all this crap goes on and on. The end times, baby. In fact, maybe some of them Christian scientists will be knocking your door over the weekend if you're really unlucky. And they'll be telling you, oh, the end times are near, and Jesus is coming back, and on a motorcycle and all this other crap. I wouldn't be surprised if Jesus shows up on our MySpace page. Would that surprise you? I think he's already on there.
He's got a page.
Yeah, he's got his own page on there. Snappy sandals, by the way, are lovely. A little on the side, but what can you do? What did I tell you about that Ethan thing? The minute I saw it on there, I said to you, crap and trap and flap. And I played with that back and forth for a long time. And then Wednesday, it came unglued. See, if it could have kept that going for a while, it might have meant something. But it didn't, and it still doesn't, and it's still
a radio show
and a MySpace page. What's the main reason you never called me? We have 1287. We got 13 votes in 8 minutes. We could do it. We could get to 1300. See, I haven't been pushing it. I laid off. 1288. We need 12 in 8 minutes. Easy. I have called 335, and even 26%. That seems to be the number. I have no material, 301. I don't call anybody, 221. Too busy to wait, 176. Afraid Neil will rip my ass, 76. I'm a listener, not a caller, 71. I hate this poll, 38. I don't have a phone, 22. Don't want my voice recognized, 19.
Okay.
Can't call from work, 13. I'm shy, 10. And I'm a faxer, not a caller, solamente 6.
The biggest names of best talent. This is Neil Rogers, Sports.
God.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait. What's the rope for? Don't come near me with the rope. Put the rope around my neck. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on.
When he first arrived in hello, Saddam Hussein said,
where in the name of blind Mary Ingalls am I?
Can't you tell you're in hell? Now you're the infidel.
Hey, hold on a second, but this doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see. Last thing I remember, it was Saturday. Yeah, I was learning my New Year's Eve recipes from Rachel Ray. Then that's where it gets fuzzy. I was learning French with my bear Muzzy till they took me away.
Your last day.
I had my sippy cup full of juice when I saw them bring me the news. Sure, I've been a little heinous, but I saw that and I got a tightening in my anus. Then they took me away.
Your last day.
I gave them one last smirk, and then I felt a jerk. No more smirk, then nothing else would work.
Still on Saddam Hussein.
That's one big knot, holy hopping snot. Can I just get shot? Come on, huh?
When he first arrived in hello, Saddam Hussein said,
where in the name of Lindsay Lohan's underpants am I?
Can't you tell you're in hell? Now you're the infidel.
Ooh, it's very hot, I can tell you that. Holy crap.
Still Saddam Hussein.
Oh, wait a minute, this is cool. I can light my cigar right off my own finger.
Bye.